22 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports.
It's time. It is that time. Time for Stiles and Watkins.
You can join the show by texting 916-339-1140. Find us on YouTube at Sactown Sports 1140.
It's time for Alan Stiles and Chris Watkins.
Yes. Stiles and Watkins. Yes. Sactown Sports. Taking you up to 2 p.m. Nate Littlefield behind the glass. And it may not have been done in the most convincing fashion, but as the great Whitey said last night, at this time of the season, there are no bad wins. There are no good losses. You just have to take care of business. And that's exactly what happened, Chris Watkins.
Yes, absolutely. It was another one that I'm going to say was not pretty basketball, but they got it done. Shouldn't have taken to get to overtime to get it done, but nonetheless, you take it however you can get it. And it was one hell of a performance by Malik Monk, man. That was definitely a memorable one that we're going to think back on, I think, when this season's over and just say, wow, like that was really that was one crazy night, and he was flying all over the place. Just clutch bucket after clutch bucket. And it was crazy. It was a crazy night.
Not only now do you have the reigning clutch player of the year.
That's right.
Now you have a situation where it doesn't always have to be De'Aaron.
Exactly.
The leap that Malik Monk has made, and we started the season off talking about, hey, how much can somebody improve? Obviously, we were more so talking about once you hit that magic number 30. But to be 25, 26, 27 and in that prime and literally see somebody continue to evolve the way that Malik Monk is evolving, I mean, it's just incredible to watch. And I think we should all be grateful that we get to enjoy it and watch it no matter how this season ends. I mean, he just turned it on and literally said, I'm not letting this happen.
Yeah.
I'm just not letting it happen.
Yeah, no, he was the best player on the floor last night. Had, easily, he was the head of the snake. And usually you're going to call on De'Aaron to be that guy. De'Aaron did have that moment in the third quarter where he hit, it was like 3 threes in a row.
Yeah.
But Malik took it the rest of the way. And he put the backpack on and said, guys, get on my back and I'll carry us. It was great, man. It was really needed. And, on a night where, you didn't really have a lot of the shooters, you had obviously a really weird start to the game with Kevin Huerter going down with the injury, which we're going to talk about here soon. But, just kind of fight through all of that, fight through a tough shooting night. And, the Grizzlies did pretty much exactly what we expected them to do. They were gritty. They made it a tough game. They didn't let the Kings, ever feel comfortable in that one. And it was, at the very least, this is a game where the Kings, frankly, have lost all year long. I mean, how many times, especially here recently with the Chicagos, with the downed Miami, all these teams, we can go down the list, have the Kings gone into a game like last night, looked how they looked like last night, and got the loss. So, again, much like Whitey said, much like we've been saying, at this point in the season, it doesn't matter if it looks great. Of course, you want it to be looking like how the Celtics looked last night against the Pistons. You would love for it to be an easy game where, you don't even really need your stars. Some of your role players can just take care of it, and you can coast to an easy fourth quarter win. That's not how things happen here in Sacramento. And at the very least, again, they got the result yesterday. Go 4-2 on the homestand. And feeling good heading into some inferior opponents here on this road trip.
Yeah, job's not finished, job's not done, as the late, great Kobe Bryant once said. And even though they left with the W, it wasn't all smiles and giggles last night, as Kevin Huerter, with one of the most, I guess, random situations that we saw. I mean, you watch the replay over and over again. At first, you thought it was the forearm, then you thought it was the wrist, and then you confirmed that it looked like it was already bad as he went to the floor. He tries to lift his arm. It doesn't happen. Ultimately, it gets labeled a shoulder injury. And I know we heard Dave was texting with him last night and hoping that Kevin can get back on the court, is in good spirits. We don't have official word yet. And now the question becomes, even though, we had conversations about whether Kevin Huerter should start or not, the question becomes who is going to step up, because it's different when it's a luxury. It's different when you have a choice. When you don't have a choice, like we discussed, now it's not found money. Yeah. Now we're counting on you, Keon Ellis. Now we're counting on you, Chris Duarte. So, thinking good thoughts for Kevin Huerter as we hope the best and want to see him back on the court. We have some Frank facts. We also have more tickets for Hannibal Buress that we will give out at 12 p.m. Again, get your lunch ready, okay? No matter what that time is. I'm an early lunch guy myself. And get set, 916-339-1140, for your chance to see tickets to see Hannibal Buress this Friday. Ooh. This Friday, March 22nd. Let's get into some Frank facts.
Let's do it. And as I just mentioned, Frank puts in his article. You can read all these recaps and get all these nice little nuggets on Kings games, every single game from SactownSports.com. Our guy Frankie Cardicelli with some previews on occasion. I don't think it's every game, but every single game he's got a recap of how last night's game went. Frankie puts, the Kings ended their season-long homestand with a 4-2 record, taking a slim half-game lead over Phoenix and Dallas for the 6th spot in the final playoff race. Memphis has played 8 guys last night. As tough as that is to believe,
they played hard.
They played really hard. They had Jake LaRavia play like 40 minutes off the bench, but they were down yesterday. And even like during pregame warmups, I was looking down there and I was like, this just it looks wrong.
There were more people in street clothes.
Literally.
Ja was there. They were having a party during all the music because they have nothing better to do. Jaren Jackson, that man looked exhausted all game long.
He did. He's like, I'm so glad Desmond's back because I'm exhausted and I can't do this losing anymore.
Yeah.
Marcus Smart wasn't even suited up, still found out how to get on the stat sheet. He was a -2 after getting kicked out.
That's actually hilarious.
That's insane. Played 0 minutes, but was a -2. Frank puts out here, due to sloppy play on both ends, 7 turnovers in the 4th quarter alone, and missed free throws during crunch time. They were 4 of 7 just in the 4th quarter. The Kings handed over the lead with 33.4 seconds to go. As we know, they eventually tied it and went into overtime. But Alan, I mean, there was a Sabonis turnover that was just absolutely terrible in that 4th quarter. We got the answer way too quickly to our laser beam question we talked about yesterday. Yeah. Keegan Murray had made 32 straight free throws. He had missed one, I think, in the 3rd, which ended that streak. And then in the 4th quarter, he gets fouled on a box out on a missed free throw, sends Keegan to the line, I think with an opportunity to either tie it or put the Kings up 2. Keegan misses them both. And so it's exactly what we talked about yesterday. It was, yes, Keegan has made all of these free throws, but in order to really get the true laser beam question of earth at stake, who are you putting at the free throw line? Keegan's got to get to the line more in pressure situations for you to truly believe that he's an actual really good free throw shooter. It makes sense, but he just hasn't really been asked to step up in those moments. He steps up in that moment and bricks them both. So don't know really what to do with that information. I guess we're back to the drawing board with that laser beam. Earth is 0-3.
I'll tell you what,
for those keeping score.
Kevin Huerter gets injured, right? He's got to come out the game. So the Grizzlies pick who to take the shots.
That's right.
They pick Alex Len, and he makes them both.
Here they are thinking that Alex is they should have just sent De'Aaron or Sabonis.
Send De'Aaron. Just send the normal guys. Alex Len might be the answer to this question.
It really might be. At this point, it might be. It really might be. Malik Monk opened that extra period with 8 straight points before he found Sabonis on a pick and roll in a slam. Malik Monk, the 6th man of the year front runner, scored 12 of his 28 points in overtime to help the Kings seal the win. The Kings win over Memphis is the first of 3 straight games against sub-500 opponents, which is Sacramento's final stretch of regular season games with consecutive games versus teams with losing records. So that's, again, something we've been talking about. It's why this little Toronto-Washington stretch is going to be really important. These are the last cupcake games that the Kings have in a row They really only have a game against Utah after this, and then the last game of the season against Portland in terms of teams that aren't fighting for playoff or play-in spots. They just have to win these games. Again, it doesn't have to look pretty, but you've got to get the results here. Keon Ellis showcased his defense ability. Second-year guard had 5 blocks, a career high yesterday. The Kings also tied a season high with 59 rebounds last night. They also improved to 24-5 when passing out 30-plus assists. And this last one, those were all Frankie facts. This is a fact from our friend Brendan Nunez. He put 2 reasons the Grizzlies were able to make it a game and take the Kings into overtime without 10 players playing today. Sacramento had 20 turnovers, leading to Memphis 27 points, and the Grizzlies managed to score 23 points off second chance opportunities off of 15 offensive rebounds. That's 50 of their 111 points just off of turnovers and second chance points.
Yeah, they're out there, they're scrappy, and that's what the Grizzlies were trying to accomplish, and they did. They knew that was the way that they were going to beat the Kings team, and fortunately, the Kings did just enough to get this W, and at this point in time, we are past the point of, if you are struggling against the Grizzlies, what are you going to do? Blah, 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 blah. There's no time for that.
Nope.
There's no time. And honestly,
on to the next one.
Based on what they've been telling us, this should be, I guess, the quote-unquote scariest time against these sub-500 teams. You power through this, and you should be good the rest of the way.
Yeah, this is actually the tough stretch.
This is the tough stretch, right? And then you're coasting.
And you're just doing what you do.
You're at what are they, 39 wins now?
Yep.
Okay, 39 wins now, which means with 15 games left, there is still an opportunity for you to get that 48 and to get that 50 if you take care of business, if you think you can rock and roll and beat these teams that you're supposed to beat, and then level up a little bit and take care of the teams that you really need to. Everything is in front of the Kings.
Yep.
Everything is in front of them right now. What's in front of us? Your calls, 916-339-1140, opening up the phone lines on the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Ashley, we see you. We will get to you when we return. And don't forget, 12 p.m. tickets to see Hannibal Buress. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
This year, wouldn't it be great to stop dealing with thin, brittle, shedding hair and instead have the thick, healthy, gorgeous hair you've always wanted? Well, now you can by using Hair Volume from New Nordic. Hair Volume is the all-natural solution trusted by millions of women around the world to say goodbye to thin, brittle, shedding hair. Look for Hair Volume at your local Walgreens and CVS or online at Amazon.com or NewNordicUSA.com. Go to NewNordicUSA.com, Amazon, or ask for Hair Volume at your local Walgreens or CVS.
Getting your biggest tax refund from Jackson Hewitt can lead to some spirited reactions.
Jackson Hewitt!
Jackson Hewitt is so sure they'll get you your biggest refund that if they don't, you get your money back plus $100.
Jackson Hewitt!
Switch to Jackson Hewitt and we'll beat what you paid last year, even if you filed online.
Hewitt!
Ain't nothing to it. Switch to Jackson Hewitt and pay less for tax prep, guaranteed. Proof of prior year payment required when filing. New clients only at participating locations through April 7th. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
The magic number continues to shrink for your Sacramento Kings. You can get to 48 still. That's still in play with 9 wins. You can get to 50 with 11 wins. But you got to get hot. You got to get high. And really, it's not even about the number of wins at this point. It's just about staying ahead of the teams that are behind you. They're behind you. Do not let them catch up. You did it before. Cannot do it again. And based on the team, we know the Mavericks, maybe not, but we know the Suns have a tougher schedule.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about the Mavericks is you see them back to back.
Yeah.
Realistically, you're probably going to split. Let's just be honest. It would be very, very impressive if the Kings are able to beat the Mavericks 2 times in a row, as the Mavericks are starting to heat up a little bit, and that's a team with Luka and Kyrie. Even though Mark Cuban's not really there anymore, that is exactly why they brought in a guy like Kyrie, for the opportunities that they've had. So you continue to, but it might not matter if you beat the teams that you're supposed to beat. 916-339-1140. All guests and callers join us from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Let's get out to Ashley, who wants to be a part of the conversation. What's up, Ashley? What you got for us?
So I've been listening to this since the start of your guys' show. I heard your guys' facts. They were great, but I got one more I want to add in for you guys. And that is, in the last 3 games, the Kings are actually 3rd in defensive efficiency. And since March started, I believe we have we're 7th in net rating. Mm-hmm. And so as bad as the Huerter injury is, and hopefully he can get back on the court soon. With Keon getting those extra minutes that he's been getting lately and how our defense has looked, it might just be a blessing in disguise as well.
Thanks for the call, Ashley. Yeah, it's a tough conversation. It's hard to say something like that when we all love Kevin Huerter. He coined the beam team, and we know when he's rolling, it just takes this team to another level. But at the same time, and Ashley beat us to the punch, we have some of those numbers as well with the net ratings and defensive and offensive ratings with Keon as a part of the starting lineup or playing heavy minutes. Yeah, I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. Chris, Kevin Huerter goes out. Keon Ellis comes in. You know what Keon Ellis does. It's Ellis Island. Then Duarte comes in, and it's just insult to injury for Kevin Huerter. I mean, if we're being honest, Duarte comes in and he can't miss a shot.
Yeah.
So it's tough to say what Ashley just said,
right? But
from a basketball standpoint, it did look good last night. Until it didn't. They did struggle, right? But that's still that isn't even X's and O's why the Kings start to struggle. I think it's all between the ears. But yeah, look, Keon Ellis, another good game. He does a little bit of everything, and then Duarte coming in. And by the way, at about 12 o'clock, we have people already doing the thing again. Okay, actually 11:30. Doing that thing to where there's always somebody better. Chris and I and Brendan Nunez, now we're fielding comments. Now we're fielding calls. Now we're fielding texts saying, should Keon Ellis' minutes be going to Chris Duarte? Because Chris Duarte's been playing well. It's just a revolving door, and somebody always has an answer. So that's at 11:30. If that's how some of y'all feel, the lines are open. The lines are open. But yeah, Chris, back to what Ashley had to say. Yeah. There's no real nice way to kind of say it, but they've been really good, the Kings have, without Kevin Huerter.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would just say that Keon Ellis and Chris Duarte, in an ideal world, if they are the guys that you close your eyes and you think about the type of player they are, they're the guys that the Kings have been asking a little bit more of in terms of what they want. They want guys to, be heavy on ball pressure, and they want guys to hit threes. Kevin Huerter has struggled to hit threes, and we know that his defense has been a big talking point for really his entire career, but specifically these 2 seasons here in Sacramento, as that's been the team's biggest need of improvement is on the defensive end. There's a clear upgrade there with Keon Ellis. I mean, Keon he's already, I think, the best, most versatile defender on the team. I think that if he continues to play, if you give him a full season of work, I think he can be one of the best defenders in the NBA. So there's a clear upgrade there. If Kevin's not making his shots, Keon's providing pretty much what Kevin was. Maybe, not as reliable probably, but at the same time, we haven't seen a big sample size from Keon with him having confidence. So I think that there's not that big of a drop off there. And yeah, Chris Duarte is a dude who, same thing. He's pretty much providing in a lesser way what Keon Ellis does. A lot of energy, a lot of defensive pressure. And we saw last night when he's hitting shots, it makes sense to play him. And I think that there still is hope for Duarte to kind of find some consistency here. I think it's been an up and down season for him, just like it's been for everybody else. And I think if he can be semi-reliable from three, he's a guy who makes a ton of sense to get a boost in minutes here. If Kevin is out for the remainder of the season, I think that Kevin and Duarte both are guys that the Kings, or Mike Brown specifically, wants the Kings to become. Kevin Huerter is almost like a figure for what the Kings are. Like he is a great offensive weapon, but didn't really provide the defense. And ultimately, how many times have we heard the Kings need to improve on the defensive end?
From 916 is starting already. Not at 11:30 is when we're fully doing it. Duarte is not that consistent. Keon is going to be a star. I love absolutes. I love them.
Right. It has to be that way.
It has to be. So Kevin Huerter, yes, goes down. They're calling it a left shoulder injury, and somebody somewhere is going to have to step up. And, the list goes on, and even a guy like Sasha Vezenkov coming back to add in some of that scoring that the Kings might be missing without Kevin Huerter. Let's get to TC, our guy TC, who wants to be a part of the conversation, 916-339-1140. If you want to be a part of the fastest growing show in Sacramento. What's up, TC? What you got for us?
Alan, Chris, what's up?
Not much, man. Feeling good. How you doing?
Feeling all right. Feeling good, just like y'all, man. Vibing, man. That was a good win last night. Gritty. I just want to send a shout out, man. We talking about Keon. Send a shout out to Alex Lynn, the whole team last night, but those two particular, bro, those are dogs, bro. You know what I mean? If Keon starts, he starts. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the boat with starting, but if he doesn't, it's looking like he's going to start anyway. We need Duarte, like I told y'all the other day. We need all hands on deck. So we need everybody on deck, bro. And last night, that was a prime example of everybody on deck. Those dunks that Malik had last night, if he ain't in the dunk contest next year, bro, listen, I'm going to have a talk with that dude, bro, because last night, bro, I was so fired up when Fox shot him that alley hoop and then he came baseline with the two hands. I said, Malik is so nasty, bro.
It was crazy.
Hey, it was crazy, Alan. But look, to answer you and Chris, look, bro, we need all hands on deck right now, bro. Everybody. I'm big on that. I don't want to – this guy needs to play. It's right for this guy to get more minutes, but at the same time, that's the definition of Mike Brown. That's why I love him so much. Everybody is ready. He might call him the last man on the bench. Whoever's getting in, bro, is going to be ready, bro. And I love the way this is going right now.
Thanks for the call, TC. We're up against it, but we love when you call in and let us know how you're feeling. When we get back, who specifically needs to step up with Kevin Huerter out? Also, who do you trust more in the clutch this season? Yeah, we're doing it. Malik or De'Aaron Fox? Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
What's the missing piece for the 49ers?
Which names will they add during free agency? Whether it's in season or off season, the coverage never stops. Get the latest 49ers news on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
Discover your dream home at Subcontractors United, your source for all home improvement needs. A talented team of home services experts is ready to make your projects a breeze. No more endless internet searches. Find your contractors in one place. Enjoy stress-free service absolutely free, with no hidden costs and no account to set up. Transform your living space into something extraordinary. Visit Subcontractors United today and experience the joy of hassle-free home improvement. Dream big at subcontractorsunited.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
With conference championships around the corner, now's the time to register for the Dos Million Bracket Challenge. Sign up now at TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com. Then fill out your bracket before the tournament tips off March 21st.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Tim Walsh, Director of Sales for Bridgestone Golf, was excited to talk about the new line of Tour B golf balls. Bridgestone has been making golf balls since 1935, and their philosophy was to serve society with superior quality. All these years later, quality is not in question. While we as players tend to settle on a ball that will increase our distance or one that will enhance feel. The Tour B line of golf balls delivers both distance and feel through their new reactive smart cover and mid-layer. PGA Tour player Jason Day assisted on the development of Mindset, which is a visual cue on the golf ball to remind you of a 3-step process. First is to identify your target, then visualize the shot path, and then focus on the dot, which helps to clear your mind and execute the shot you visualized. Mindset is available on the full line of Bridgestone Tour B golf balls. To learn more, visit bridgestonegolf.com. That's your golf to go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda. Yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SactownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Live and local.
This is Sactown Sports.
They want to have the conversation now from the 916. Even though the Huerter injury could be a blessing in disguise, particularly on the defensive side of things, I still think that if Keegan doesn't improve his three-point shooting, we're going to be in trouble without Kevin. That's a great point.
Yeah.
Keegan Murray.
He's got to be better.
I mean, that man gets some real open shots.
He does.
I mean, really open shots. And that's why the whole flow offense and, hey, get somebody going. You never hear Coach Mike Brown say, we got to get somebody going, because you're all going to have opportunities in that offense. You can get yourself going.
Mm-hmm.
And Keegan Murray, 2 for
aggressive.
8 last night from 3. He's still finding a way to score.
Yeah.
I mean, not incredibly efficient. 15 points, 6 for 17, 2 for 8 from 3, which is crazy because, to your point, Chris, and that means my prop talk did. Did I end up taking Keegan?
You took for prop talk.
Keegan.
You took Keegan Murray.
14 and a half. And he had 15.
That's right.
Which is crazy because he is not shooting well.
Yeah.
And he's putting up 15, right? 12 to 15 a game. If he's hitting those shots, he's in the 20 range every game.
Yeah. And it's really that simple. It's just that's what's made it so confusing, man. I mean, he is a dynamite shooter, but something's up. I don't know if he's hurting, if he's tired from just the amount of games that he's played these past 2 years, but he hasn't looked sharp. I mean, there were times in his rookie season where, especially when he first entered, I mean, there was a Cal Classic and then preseason, he just looked like he was never going to miss. And if he was going to miss, it was going to be surprising when he missed. And it was one of those where the cliche of he only misses left or right, or never misses left or right. It was always front or back,
short or long.
And he hasn't been that. And I don't know if it's, a bit of focusing on everything else. I don't know if it's, defense has fatigued his legs a bit, and so he can't get underneath his shot in the same way, but they need him, especially with Kevin Huerter out. That means that they're going to be even more reliant on HB and Keegan to hit their threes, because you don't have that safety blanket of, okay, it's okay if Keegan doesn't hit his shots because maybe HB's got it. Maybe Kevin Huerter's got it. Maybe one of the bench guys has it. Well, you take Kevin Huerter away, and that's just another fail safe that's now gone. And now, like you said, everybody needs, TC said it, everybody needs to step up. And everybody's got to take that responsibility on themselves to be better, because they're going to need everybody to play better if they're going to want to make this run that they're planning to do here.
Do you think that one piece of Kevin Huerter not playing, how do you feel? And I know the flow offense, you're going to get open shots, as we just mentioned. Keegan got plenty, but what about the gravity portion of this? Do you think that's a thing we hear about? Shooters and the gravity. Does it feel like not having Kevin Huerter will change the gravity, or just due to the flow offense, everybody will still be able to get open shots when they get a chance?
That's a fantastic question. And honestly, I do think it's going to affect the gravity. Like, I mean, if you just think 1-for-1, like if Keon Ellis is in for Kevin Huerter, well, if Kevin Huerter's running a wide route, I guess, around Sabonis to run that dribble handoff, that's pulling that defender all the way out towards half court. With Keon Ellis, it doesn't matter how wide he's going to run. That defender is probably going to go under most of the time. And so it's going to cut off a lot of the passing lanes that the Kings normally have, a lot of the spacing. And that's why I'm sure I would almost guarantee we're going to hear Mike Brown calling for Keegan Murray to be more aggressive. And he talks all the time. We haven't heard it in a while, but all season, he always complains about the thing I actually get mad at, I being Mike Brown, is when people pass up shots. It's not, taking bad shots or anything. They'll live with that. It's if you have an open opportunity, take the shot. And if Keegan Murray isn't going to be aggressive looking for a shot, I'm sure Mike Brown sees 17 shots and he's like, I'll live with it. I'm fine with it. It's much better than him taking 10 or doing what HB does some nights. So it's going to be really important for Keegan to just be aggressive because he's now the one, to your point, who's got to create the gravity. Keegan has to be the one who teams look at and say, you cannot leave him because he's always trying to score. And right now, feels like Keegan, and it kind of fits the mold of his personality, he's just a little passive. He's definitely okay not being the center of attention. And the problem is, if you're going to be a shooter and have gravity, and De'Aaron talks about Kevin's gravity all the time, even when he's not making shots, that's because people know it doesn't matter if Kevin Huerter's shooting 36% on the season. He's still going to pull that thing like he's shooting 45. And so Keegan's got to have that same level of confidence here.
Yeah, so much of this has been discussed as far as coming off the bench or who's going to start, but it's also the guys that aren't coming off the bench and that are starting. Harrison Barnes, I'm looking at you, man. He had a pretty decent game last night, and we're going to continue to need you. Harrison Barnes, 1 for 4 from 3-point range, 5 for 11 points. You just know what you're going to get out of these guys, right? I mean, you can really book in. Sabonis actually had more points than normal at 25. He's normally going to sit at about 18-ish. Right. De'Aaron, you're hoping to get past 25. He had 23 last night. And where's Malik Monk? At this point, you need Malik Monk to be over 17.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a lot to ask.
Yeah.
That's a lot to ask for a guy coming off the bench.
Right.
And everybody knows that he is the one that's going to cook. So you need Malik over 17 a game. And the rest of that is, Harrison, can you get to 15? Keegan Murray, can you get over 15? Okay. And then after that, it's just got to be by committee.
And you got to play defense, too.
And you got to play defense.
I mean, if you're going to score less points, you should probably force your opponent. Like, the defense is the part. So, you're acknowledging offense got to get worse, but the defense has to get better, too.
Look, they're in a good spot, right? They're in a good spot. But at the same time, we've already discussed what people have to do in the starting lineup. So as far as stepping up with Huerter out, you got Keon Ellis, you got Chris Duarte, and you got Sasha.
Yep.
Okay, Keon Ellis, we know what he brings to the table. As far as offensively, there was a play yesterday, there was a play last night where that ball was hopping. It was when we were oohing and on because it was pass. Got to Keon, and for some odd reason, Keon pump fakes, dribbles into the teeth of the defense, and loses the ball. I need you to shoot that, brother.
Yep,
exactly. You got to shoot that basketball.
Have to, especially if you're going to be in this offense, especially if you're going to be playing 30 minutes. We can't. That's the same exact thing that we've criticized Davion Mitchell for. You've got, and Davion's been great at letting it fly, but Keon, you've got to let that thing go, man. You have to.
Part of gravity is just having the audacity to shoot.
Yes, absolutely.
If you could take this to pickup. If somebody keeps shooting and has no conscience, just shooting, I start thinking, I mean, he must expect to make it. When it finally goes in, you're gonna make one of these because you're shooting like you expect to. If you give off that you expect to make these shots, then that gravity starts to happen because the other team, obviously you got to make them, but the other team starts to believe, well, if this dude is shooting with this type of confidence, we should probably step up. And that is where the gravity can happen. Let's get to John, who wants to be a part of the conversation, 916-339-1140. If you want to be a part of the conversation on Stiles and Watkins. What's up, John? What you got for us?
Hey, thanks for taking the call. Malik and De'Aaron, I noticed last night Malik had the hot hand, and he was just getting the ball. De'Aaron was giving it to him and letting him go. But when it came to crunch time, the last few seconds when we needed to tie the game on his hand, his team, he was going to take the shot. And it's still De'Aaron's team. He's still Mr. Clutch. Yeah, the only other comment I wanted to make is that I'm more excited for the playoffs this year than last year because it seems like when we play Milwaukee and LA and Minnesota, whoever, the Kings always play well, and then we can barely beat San Antonio, Memphis. So it just looks like we play to who we're playing with, and that excites me for the playoffs. I think we might even have a better chance.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Yeah,
thanks for the call, John. Both of those notes are interesting. Yeah, as far as the clutch, who has been more clutch, we will have that conversation a little bit later in the show at 11:15. And yes, and John was kind of rolling with, hey, it's still De'Aaron's team. It is De'Aaron's team. Yes, we're just talking about clutch this season. But as far as and we can open up the phone lines for that too. Are you more excited for the playoffs this season than last season? And John's reasoning for being more excited, essentially, just to paraphrase, is that we do step up against teams that are, I guess, on
playoff
paper
quality.
better than
Yeah,
us.
right,
Yes,
right.
or at least as good as us. The issue has been, and that's the problem right now, John, because these next couple of games, that is not who you got these next couple of games. You got the Raptors who are playing, you got a bunch of teams playing to spoil and playing for pride and to not get memed if you are the Washington Wizards. You got the Raptors and you got the Wizards, okay? Both of those teams are not very good, and they have not helped out the Kings in any way. They've lost to every other Western Conference team, so you better not lose to them, all right? And as far as just being excited about the playoffs in general, there is something to be said. I think last season there was probably
the excitement was anticipation.
Yeah, and just so many emotions to just be in it. You didn't really know what to expect. You are a 3 seed. Crazy things can happen. And then you get the Warriors who I don't think really played up to their standard. They were missing Wiggins the whole time. Right. So it wasn't really a 3-6.
Right.
It wasn't a fair 3-6. This season, we know what the team is. Yeah. We know they can get hot. We also know they can get not. Yeah. But we know we more so know what to expect this season.
Yeah, I think it's like an artist getting invited to like last year we got invited to the Grammys and it was awesome. It was like, wow, like I've grinded my whole life to just get to the Grammys. I don't even care if I win. I don't care if I just got invited.
Yeah.
This year it's like I think that there's a chance I might actually win an award at the Grammys, and it's not going to be album of the year or artist of the year, but I actually have it's just a different kind of excitement. It's, last year was all about anticipation and the reward, like any wins would just be great.
Breaking the streak on top. Breaking
the streak. Yeah. This year, that's a really interesting, and I actually do really agree. This year, I'm more excited because anything can happen, and I just want to see if there is a true possibility that the Kings do make some noise, as we like to say. I do feel like there's with how well they're starting to play here on the defensive end and with the uptick in physicality in general, it's got me wondering, like, can this team actually legitimately make some noise in the playoffs?
We asked the Drive guys if this was one of the strongest Western conferences in the history of the NBA. And basically their thought process was star-studded, yes. But as far as great teams, nobody knows who a great team is because the top is filled with unproven teams. So we don't know if the Thunder are great. We know that the Nuggets are great, but besides the Nuggets, who else is actually great? Which means that anything can
look great.
Anything can happen, and the Clippers have cooled off a little bit.
No, absolutely.
Stiles and Watkins, when we return, continuing the conversation, more of your calls. They've been great so far. More of your texts, and shout out to the Sack Chat as well. Huge. Don't forget, 12 p.m., tickets to see Hannibal Buress. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Subscribe to Sactown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys, live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus, view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sactown Sports.
The team's looking good this season. I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text HATCH to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HATCH to 42424. That's HATCH to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Getting your biggest tax refund from Jackson Hewitt can lead to some spirited reactions.
Jackson Hewitt!
Jackson Hewitt is so sure they'll get you your biggest refund that if they don't, you get your money back plus $100.
Jackson Hewitt!
Switch to Jackson Hewitt and we'll beat what you paid last year, even if you filed online. Ain't nothing to it. Switch to Jackson Hewitt and pay less for tax prep, guaranteed. Proof of prior year payment required when filing. New clients only at participating locations through April 7th. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
Ulta Beauty's semi-annual beauty event is happening now. Unleash your love for beauty with 50% off daily beauty steals on hair, skin, makeup, and fragrance. Shop your favorite brands like Tarte and Fenty Beauty by Rihanna. Plus, grab perfect hair care pairs from brands like Redken and Olaplex. And check out new arrivals from brands like Charlotte Tilbury and Dyson. Shop the Ulta Beauty semi-annual beauty event online, in-store, or try pickup today. Now through March 28th. Ulta Beauty, the possibilities are beautiful. Conditions apply.
At Ashton & Price, over the last 25 years, we've won just about every injury case you can think of. Slip and fall, falling merchandise, fell through rotted decking, we won those. Dangerous stairs, falls into holes, dog bites, won them. Injured while pedestrian or on a bicycle, auto, motorcycle, big rig, company vehicle, Uber, or Lyft accident, we've won them all. And the best news is there's no fee until you win. So no matter how you got injured,
remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
It's time to trade in and trade up at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com. It's all a click away.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Based on 2022 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's own one report.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sep Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is, live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sactown Sports 1140.
The Amish have a reputation for craftsmanship, determination, and quality. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. You know, those virtues sound quite similar to the Keys family and the day-to-day values on display at Naturewood. The Amish furniture craftsmanship begins with the finest hardwood, shaping and molding the raw materials into one-of-a-kind art. In addition to the classic styles long sought and revered by discriminating furniture lovers, Naturewood Home Furnishings offers a vast selection that includes transitional, modern, farmhouse, arts and crafts, and other stunning styles, all available in the ultimate Amish standard of excellence built over centuries. All Naturewood Amish furniture is on sale right now for a limited time. Let the Naturewood team guide you through their selection of Amish furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Sactown Sports.
Check us out on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and subscribe.
Feeling good. Living better. That's the Kings. When you take care of business when you're supposed to. And no, it doesn't matter that they went to overtime. It does not matter.
Tapatio Tuesday.
Tapatio Tuesday. Spicy out here. It doesn't matter anymore. It can't matter. What do you want us to do? Discuss the same things that we've been discussing? Well, as the Avengers say, we have a Hulk. The Kings say we have a Malik Monk. And that is what got unleashed last night. About 4 different dunks. Some of them didn't even count.
The best ones didn't count.
Is he one of the most underrated, twitchy athletes in the NBA?
Yeah, probably. Like, he just doesn't get brought up.
No.
In terms of, like, the best athletes in the NBA.
He has all the makings of a perennial dunk champion. Because you got to be under, what is he, 6'4", 6'5"?
Yeah, 6'3".
So, but the way he dunks, the way he finishes, he would walk away with it. Bye, Mac McClung.
Yeah.
Go back to the G League.
He does have the right combination of like just power and like you're saying, like the short guys when they dunk, you can like the leg kicks. Just it just looks like they're floating in the air, and Malik has the perfect combo of both of it. And yeah, he can do. I'm trying to think of, honestly, there is a dunk I don't like. He can definitely go between the legs.
Mm-hmm.
He can absolutely 360.
Mm-hmm.
And I would assume that he could do both. I would assume he could 360 between the legs. So
I need to see it.
I feel like that wins a dunk contest easy these days.
I need to see it. And as an earlier caller,
Maybe don't have it in Indiana.
Well, yes, but yes. So the bottom line
Maybe
is
next year in the
that
Bay.
we believe that, and during the summer, we'll probably get somebody on to see what is the dunk process or the all-star process. Because I would imagine at this point, it's just an open forum.
Yes.
Right. It's just Adam Silver said, does anybody want to do it?
Anybody.
I don't think, I know a couple years ago, it was, we'll ask people and then they'll say yes or no, because it was actually something that people wanted to do.
Yeah.
Now it's just, hey, your handler or publicist or whoever, hey, tell them that I want to do it.
Yeah.
They'll take anybody.
Yeah.
Literally anybody. And Malik, if you're listening, because I know you love to listen to the fastest growing show in Sacramento, Malik, you got to do it. If you really want to put the city of Sacramento on the map,
that's right.
In the Bay Area, whose house is this?
Yeah.
Whose house is this, Malik? You have to do it.
Yeah, that would be pretty great. He wants a contract first.
I'll
That's
get
the
that
thing,
number one. You got to make sure he's still on the
Bag
Kings.
me out first, and
Yes.
then we'll see how hard I'll rep.
Let's get Vivek on, okay, and figure out,
Us?
hey, yes.
Okay. Yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
I'll talk to Dave. We'll make it happen.
Yeah.
And say, hey,
sharing with his guests, Dave.
Yes, very much so. Hey, Vivek, love you. Love your work so far. Can you make sure that there is something in the contract that says, hey, Malik, you'll get an extra $3 million if you do the dunk contest in the Bay Area? 500K. Well, what's the number that it has to be?
Yeah, I mean, $3 million better do. I mean, that I would say
1.5, 1 mil.
I mean, what do they get for? I think they get like $500K for winning or something like, or 500,000.
Yeah, we will give you what you would get if you won just to do it.
That'll be your All-Star game.
Yes.
So whatever All-Stars make, we'll give you that bonus just for. Does he have to win?
No, he doesn't have to win.
Just
you just got to do it. Just got to put Sacramento on the map.
Well, yeah, okay.
You got to do it.
Yeah, he's too prideful to just show up, I think.
He
could honestly probably show up and still do something crazy.
But it's just the way he dunks.
Yeah, exactly. Like he couldn't help it. It would be ridiculous.
It's not all about the dunking, though. It's also about the other D,
Yeah.
the defense, AO. And the last 5 games, the Kings have allowed 104 games or 104 points, which is good for 6th in the NBA, and defensive team rating of 2nd in the NBA. And Chris has the other numbers as well, and they're just kind of ridiculous. They don't sound like Kings stats right now.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. So over the last 5 games, which is I think since the Milwaukee game, like you said, 104.4 points per game, 6th in the NBA, 103.2 defensive rating. That's 2nd in the NBA, 42.3% from the field for opponents. That's also 2nd in the NBA. first in the NBA is the Knicks. So
there you go.
That's kind of a cheat code. And then opponents, here's the biggest one, because we know this has been a problem all season long. The last 5 games, opponents have shot 32.2% from 3.
Wow.
5th in the NBA. Those are all at Shooters Gym Golden One Center.
Yeah.
So we know how much that number really means, and all of those are the best marks of the season throughout a 5-game stretch. The Kings are quite literally playing their best defense right here, right now, and it's been against some pretty quality opponents.
Is it all the Ellis effect, or can we get to a point where we're giving Keon Ellis too much credit?
Yes.
Do you think we're there already?
Yes, but I think it's okay. I think it's fine. Like, I mean, I'd like, Keon Ellis does not get all the credit, but man, I mean, it's tough to argue when he has a game like last night where he has 6 combined stocks, if you will, steals and blocks. So that's tough to argue, but no, I mean, I definitely think it's part of it, but in general, I mean, Mike Brown has talked about how as a team collectively, they've just been better. They've been better at communicating, which I also think Keon is a big part of, but they've been better at closeouts. Malik Monk, you mentioned Malik's closeouts in the Milwaukee game to me. And that's, it's just stuff like that where it just feels like they've been a lot tighter, a lot closer. It does help that they've played, the Bucks, who had like the worst shooting performance of the season, though the Kings did play a part in that. And they played the Knicks, who can barely score over 100 themselves. Sure, that helps, but nonetheless, I think that there were still major defensive wins and defensive positives in all of those games. Even, of course, Keon was a big part of those defensive positives, but I would just say as a team, they've been a lot better as well. But absolutely, Keon plays a big part in it. But there's people who would just say this is straight up because Keon Ellis is playing 30 minutes.
Yeah, and, I think part of it is the energy that Keon brings, and he has a specific role. Right. A lot of people sometimes, you have your buddy who doesn't really know what they want to do in life. And at one point they want to do this, and at one point they want to do that. And you also have friends that have known what they wanted to do since high school. Yeah. Okay. And Keon goes in there with the purpose. He knows what his purpose is. And there is something, the simplicity of that, I think, has helped the Kings team because, and, obviously we're going to hear what has happened to Kevin Huerter officially today, maybe tomorrow. Yeah. But the thing about Kevin Huerter is when he wasn't making shots, it was a little bit confusing as to what he was just trying to help in some way. He was trying to help the team. Let me get some rebounds. Let me try to lock up. What Keon Ellis is in there to do. And then you have the bonus, and the bonus is making the threes. If he goes ice cold, then we'll have to have a conversation. Right. But as long as he's making enough to just be respectable, and literally just making 1 3 a game with what he's doing defensively, it's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. No one's out here saying, Keon Ellis only had 5 points last night, like that, because we all know that that's not what he's there to do. I mean, that's everything that he does offensively is honestly gravy, which is a great place for Keon to be in. But it will be interesting. You said it at the top of the show. I mean, how many times have we seen it with this team in different areas, but expectations now come. Like you said, it is no longer hey, it's great, the bonus that Keon is giving us. It's now, no, we kind of need certain things out of Keon if he's going to be the one playing for 30 minutes, or we need, and it moves to everybody. We now need things from Duarte. We need things. I feel like Davion Mitchell is going to get a boost here in minutes because of this as well. There's now just everyone kind of moves up the totem pole, and it's no longer the backup quarterback thing where, you're the most popular guy in the room because you see all the good stuff and you don't have to see all the bad stuff. Now we're going to get everything. And you've got to be locked in the same way you've been. And, we'll see. I mean, it still looked good from Keon. He's getting major minutes, and things have been all good so far.
We are basically an hour away from your chance to see Hannibal Buress. That is going to be on March 22nd. And we are giving away tickets at 12 p.m. thanks to Live Nation, who has teamed up with Sactown Sports for your chance to see Hannibal Buress at the historic Crest Theater in downtown Sacramento. Weather is still supposed to be beautiful. Get outside. You even had Chris Watkins got outside this last weekend. So call up at 916-339-1140 at 12 p.m. for your chance to win tickets. When we return, who do you trust in the clutch? The reigning clutch player of the year or Malik Monk, king of kings, the king of clutch this season? Maybe the answer is both. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
Your gas light's on. We need to fill up.
Gas around here is too expensive.
Don't drive all over searching for the lowest prices. Just download the free Upside app and get cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying gas? I'm stopping now to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Cash out anytime to your bank account, PayPal, or e-gift card. Download the free Upside app now and use promo code GIFT for an extra 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill up. That's promo code GIFT.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
To thank you for 40 unforgettable years, Dell Technologies is celebrating with anniversary savings on their most popular tech. For a limited time only, save on select next-gen PCs, like the XPS 13 Plus, powered by Intel Core processors, and more. Plus, curate your dream setup with great deals on select monitors, mice, and more must-have electronics and accessories. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to leading-edge technology and free shipping on everything. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
Progressive presents 10 things on a contractor's to-do list that are harder than getting a commercial auto insurance quote. Bidding a new client, giving an accurate estimate, finding affordable materials, getting a client to pay you for work you already did, getting a client to pay you, period, securing permits and workers and tools, getting those workers and tools to work together, and finding the perfect pair of overalls. Pockets, baby. But the easiest thing on a small business owner's to-do list? Seeing if you can save on commercial auto insurance. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage subject to policy terms and conditions.
It's Coach Doug Christie here to remind you, if you want a deal that's a slam dunk, go see the winning team at Folsom Lake Ford. Folsom Lake Ford is your truck headquarters with all your American-made favorites, like America's best-selling F-Series, F-150s, and Super Duties, or spacious new Explorers and Expeditions, plus a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports, all in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford, right here in Sacramento. You can buy any new Ford with zero down on approved credit, save big with low interest finance rates, and Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. Check out the huge selection of inventory online at folsomlakeford.com or stop by the dealership to see their most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. They'll help you out. Hurry to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 35 years and counting.
Tax Talk with Straight Talk.
You give and you give. This tax season, you get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data and a Samsung Galaxy A14 included when you buy an extended silver unlimited plan. So you can give your janky phone to your kid. Yeah!
Switch to Straight Talk. Find us at Walmart and StraightTalk.com. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com. Device offer ends 4/14/24. Taxes and fees apply.
I'm going out with the girls this weekend. Nails done, outfit stunner, and my skin, I know it's going to be glowing because I glammed up my shower routine with new Olay Indulgent Moisture Body Wash. It smells so luxurious and moisturizes deep into my skin with its super rich, creamy lather that's bursting with vitamin B3. So my skin glows and my confidence grows. Try new Olay Indulgent Moisture Body Wash for glowing skin in just 14 days.
Capital Casino has been serving the greater Sacramento area in the same convenient downtown location for over 20 years, with plenty of close-by, well-lit parking monitored by security staff and offering the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Best food, best service, and the best action That's Capital Casino. For more information on tournaments and gaming, check out their website at capital-casino.com. And please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Maida Chevy saves you $8,000 off MSRP on every new Silverado LT and RST half-ton diesel in stock after rebates. A Maida Chevy exclusive.
See all the truck season savings at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
See dealer for details. Ends 4/30/24. KHTKAM Sacramento. KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Take it on the local level.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. Sactown Sports. Sactown Sports. Call or text at 916-339-1140.
The Kentucky brothers, De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk, both balling out. What was your favorite play from last night? There's so many to choose from. So before we continue to play that sound throughout the show, if you haven't been to a Kings game, that is what plays when Malik Monk either makes a three or a very
just does
important dunk or shot. So that is the sound. We have all of them. You have the Harrison Barnes, caw! You have De'Aaron Fox, and what is it? Fox by there you go.
It's like it's some Jimi
by
Hendrix
Jimi
song.
Hendrix. I think the Fox or Foxy or
Yeah,
something.
Foxy
Lady or
Wayne's
something.
World.
There you go. And then who else is there?
You have Dave's Demonis Sabonis chant, which
Yes.
is like
It's growing.
it
I gotta
depends
give,
on
I-
the day. It really
It's
does.
been hot lately.
It has. It's been better. It's getting to like a 65% participation rate.
I gotta say, that's my wife's favorite chat.
If
She
it
told me.
caught on, it would be one of the best chants in sports, but just not enough people have caught on, which is
Well,
really weird.
I think the problem is, and maybe we can talk to our guy Scott, but you can't do it on fouls.
Well, you know what helps?
They do it on fouls. I don't like that.
Bouncing balls. It helps 10 out of 10 times. If you have on the screen the Do Montes, but like if you know how with sing-alongs and stuff for kids, that's what they need to show on the big screen.
Yeah.
Because people just don't know. I mean, and if you do it and they see it, it'll be like, oh, okay, that's because I think people just can't tell if people are making general noise, like the
Right.
or
It's
if
too
they're
similar.
saying something and they can't figure out what exactly they're saying.
To that point, you know who's doing it? Season ticket holders.
Right.
Or people
Exactly.
who have been to multiple games.
Right.
If you've just gone, if this is your first game was last
Even
night,
like second,
right?
you know,
They have you have no clue what's happening.
Yeah, exactly. You would have to go. Yeah, you would have to go to probably like 3 or 4 home games, or just be a avid listener of Sactown Sports 1140. Which why wouldn't you be?
Why wouldn't you be? And the Keegan Murray thing is very obvious. Okay.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
So it's key, and people are going to say it. And then those are really the only two that require
audience
participation. Yeah. So the DeMontis Sabonis, it's got bones, Dave, and I'll tell him tomorrow during the crosstalk. It's definitely growing. Yeah. But yeah, for a one-off visitor that hasn't been to a game before, or a one-off fan who's only been to one or so games, they don't know what's happening.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I guess the hope is that they catch on throughout the game. But you want it hot.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what? They do Keegan Murray. The problem is it's music, because they do the Keegan Murray chant to announce Keegan. So they're letting you know this is a thing.
Right.
You don't do that with DeMontis Sabonis because there's other music playing.
Yeah, maybe they should play that music just like the soundbite after introducing DeMontis Sabonis.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's interesting. We're going to talk. We can definitely have this conversation had. So we'll get. Well, the important thing is that we get this thing locked down by playoff time.
You have to.
Yeah.
You got to be on your P's and Q's at playoff time. Okay, you have to come correct.
Yes.
At playoff time, and Malik Monk did exactly that last night, as if it was a playoff game. And if you look at some of the clutch points that Malik Monk has, and this isn't even just off the bench, it's ridiculous. He's number one in every category.
Everything.
Just in general, Malik Monk 9th in NBA as far as clutch points. He is tied for 13th for clutch assists, shooting 51.7%, 35% from three, 73% from the free throw line. He's been a plus 28. De'Aaron Fox, 106 points. He's 6th in the NBA, 16 assists, tied with Malik Monk. They have the same amount. 7 steals, swipe with a Fox, 2nd in the NBA, 46% field goal, 20% from three-point, and 65 from free throw. We asked De'Aaron Fox, or somebody in the media did yesterday during the post-game presser, how does this thing happen?
Right.
When Malik is going, is there a conversation? And I think they kind of just understand what's going on. Do you think that it always has to be one of them? Can we live in a world where it's both of them? Or, I mean, you're talking under the 3-minute mark. It's not the time to, hey, your turn to go. It's whoever's hot. It's time to boogie.
Yeah, it's usually going to be that. I mean, I just think of, this at the highest level is what KD and Devin Booker do every single night. And in a way, that's kind of what the Kings have, definitely. I mean, I view it the same exact way I would view that. So, on a night like last night when Malik's got it, De'Aaron acknowledges, I'm getting out of the way. This is you. I'm here for support if you need it, but this possession is going to be because of you. And I think it is just kind of a vibe thing. I think if neither of them really are incredibly hot and they're just kind of going into those 3 minutes, I'd imagine it's probably going to be a bit of a your turn, my turn thing. But, for the most part, it's going to be those two guys understanding. And that's where, I think the Kentucky connection's a bit overblown, but that's where just in general, having that length of time and experience knowing each other's games at the level that they know each other's games, that's where that kind of thing comes into hand, because it's really unspoken. I mean, I'm sure you've had teammates that you had for multiple years, and you get to a level, whether it be, baseball with cutoffs or if you're going to hit them or not. There's just an unspoken thing sometimes when I already know Allen loves to, get the ball off a scoop and just let that thing fly. I'm going to get out the way. There's just tiny things like that I really think they just know about each other.
Yeah. And it's the same as, obviously, the center fielder always says priority, but if it's the same as, hey, I know that this guy gets a good jump on balls to his left, he can call me off, but I'm assuming that he's
going to get it,
be able to take care of this one. And up the middle, unfortunately, I didn't get to play infield, but up the middle, they definitely have relationships and understandings like that. I mean, as far as who I'm picking, I think that's why, we hate to fence it on this show, but sometimes it's just the best thing to do. I think it just depends on the day. I think that it feels like Malik Monk. I think expectations matters too. I think that it feels like Malik Monk has been more clutch this season. And to some degree, the numbers support that. But it's also because De'Aaron Fox is the clutch player of the year, and he's been under a microscope in those clutch situations. So I don't think we view De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk the same way when it comes to their clutch performances. And that's why it's hard to say I would pick one over the other. It just depends on who's going that night.
No, I mean, and you always say it, but it's like this really is, to your point, the encapsulation of meeting expectations versus exceeding expectations. Like you said, De'Aaron is the clutch player of the year. You expect him to be at that level, so it hasn't felt like De'Aaron has been this incredibly clutch guy. Whereas Malik, again, you're expecting all of the clutch to be from De'Aaron. So Malik having what he's having feels like a revelation and feels like this is actually the biggest thing going on. And like the numbers definitely do show that Malik, at least percentage-wise, efficiency-wise, which I would argue in those moments is really what you're looking for, is the guy who's going to hit the most amount of shots. I think that it's definitely a conversation, but I think in the long run, it's an amazing problem. Yes, if you even view it as a problem, it's a great problem to have for the Kings. And I think I looked it up, and the only other team that has a situation like the Kings do is Milwaukee. Everybody else doesn't have two of their players in the top 10 in terms of clutch scoring. So it's definitely a weapon that the Kings have, and that's not even including Domantas Sabonis, who doesn't really show up in clutch situations, but at the same time is still a really, really good player to have as just kind of that third option in those situations.
Well, and he is, I would say, very important to the clutch time because he's reading who's going. Right. So as soon as Malik gets the ball, he's screening for Malik. Exactly, if it was De'Aaron Fox going, he's screening for De'Aaron Fox. Absolutely. So I think that his importance is in a different way. Right. And then if any of them miss, you have Sabonis right under there, maybe getting an offensive rebound, keeping it rolling. So
how about those free throw numbers? Neither one of those in clutch time, which is a very specific amount of time, 5 points or less with 5 minutes to go. neither of them really show any. 73% from Malik Monk in clutch. This is a dude who's supposed to shoot in the 80s.
The clutch, and Chris, one more time for those who might not know what the clutch time frame is, and doesn't it have to be certain points too?
Yes, it's a 5-point game in the last 5 minutes of the game. So every single possession in which the score is within 5 and there's under 5 minutes in the fourth quarter or overtime.
Because I thought did Malik Monk take the free throws when your boy Marcus Smart got
I think that
ejected?
Was after clutch time.
That's what I'm saying. I thought, Malik is going to get some clutch time in here.
Yes,
and then it's outside of the parameters.
He got some in there, but he had 10 clutch points last night.
So it helped a little bit, but the free throws, that's the one thing that you're just going to have to hope and hope for the best.
Just hope the refs swallow their whistle. I guess.
Just don't even foul them. Just focus on and ones.
Yeah.
Just focus on and ones. Your boy though, Marcus Smart.
Man, oh man.
What are you doing? I don't even know what he was.
What did he get mad at?
I don't know. I don't know. But he was ticked off.
It was such a bad. He was really. He walked all the way out to center. I think.
And the girls.
Was he yelling at the refs or was he yelling at the Kings?
I thought he was yelling at the refs who were kind of near the Kings, and then you had the dancers were out there. He almost tripped over a pom-pom, and then he gets ejected. You're a -2. How you get fired on your day off? That is such a Marcus Smart thing to do.
Tripping over the pom-pom would have been like when keeping it real goes wrong.
What are you doing?
That's bad. Especially, at that point, I guess the game was already kind of spiritually over, but that sealed it.
That sealed it. It was already. But by the way, we're talking about a guy who the whole reason he's not playing is because he did the Carmelo 3 to the dome and sprained his finger and has been out for the rest of the season from celebrating.
Yeah.
So this is the same guy.
Yeah. It was crazy. Yeah. Got to be the first person in NBA history to not wear a jersey but actually have a minus in the plus minus.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's incredible. And it's almost Memphis having 10 guys out was nuts.
I'm telling you, Chris,
to see that many dudes in street clothes.
They were partying.
Crazy.
They were literally Ja was literally dancing during the intros because the music was playing. I got nothing to do.
He ain't got nothing to do. It was crazy. And then Luke Kennard had a baby last night. Yeah, man, they're a pesky team, but they're down bad, man. I can't imagine if the Kings were down to, having to start, Chris Duarte, Davion Mitchell, HB still in there because he's got to get his 82 games in. I just could not imagine watching. There was no Memphis media there yesterday either.
Nobody's heads were in our way,
tremendous.
So I didn't necessarily mind that, but it was something else. And at this point, we can look up Tankathon. At this point, I think Memphis is just focused on making some moves. And to be fair,
is that the right thing to do? Do you feel like is to get another young guy in there for Ja,
or they just want to pick?
Are they going to trade
right now? Right now, there are locks all over the board. Washington number 1, Detroit number 2, San Antonio 3, Charlotte 4, Portland 5, Memphis 6. Obviously, there's a lottery, right? But I think you just hope for a top pick and then you trade it.
Well, I just did the lottery right now on Tankathon, and Memphis ended up with the number 1 pick.
A sim lottery.
There you go.
And I just did it, and I got the same thing.
Really? Well, there you go. Memphis Grizzlies.
See, Adam,
your lucky
calling
day.
it in.
It's your lucky day.
Giving Ja another chance.
You get the number 1 pick in a draft that nobody likes.
Continuing the conversation when we return. The Kings got the W, but does it matter how it looked? Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave asking you, are you feeling the pain of paying more and more for your gas? PG&E has increased their rates 4 times in the last 5 years, and the new forecast says PG&E customers may see their bills increase 32% by 2026. The good thing is there are steps you can take to protect yourself from these rate hikes, and better yet, American Energy may be able to help you completely eliminate your gas bill with a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. Did you know SMUD offers huge rebates to eliminate your old gas guzzler? They can help you guide through the whole process. Seriously, listen to me. You go to the SMUD website. There's tons of rebates available, but it is confusing on how to do it. Listen to these rebates. $2,500 from American Energy, $3,500 from SMUD, $1,000 from Caltech, $2,000 home system upgrades. That's $9,000 in rebates. Let American Energy help you out at 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990.
Business being in that situation. It does not matter. What does matter is that you have an opportunity to see Hannibal Buress on Friday. In 45 minutes, we are giving away tickets to see Hannibal Buress. Let's let Chris pick the number today. Chris will pick the lucky number to see Hannibal Buress at the historic Crest Theater in downtown Sacramento, March 22nd. Let's see here. I'm just checking something real quick, Chris, to get everybody even more excited. Oh, my goodness. Actually, never mind. I should have checked before. 60% chance of rain on Friday.
Oh.
So you want to be inside. Yeah.
Beautiful this time of year.
You want to be inside. Okay, 60 could be higher. Could be lower.
That's on Saturday?
Saturday.
Oh.
It's going to be, it's 74. It's going to be high of 74 today, high of 72 tomorrow. High of 71 Thursday, and then things take a turn.
I can't take this pump fake weather.
61 on Friday with a 60% chance of rain. So you want to get inside. That's why you want these tickets to see Hannibal Buress.
That's right.
And obviously he's hilarious. As we asked the question, what was your favorite play from last night?
I got mine.
What is yours, Nate?
Bain drives, puts up a shot, rejected inside. Keon Ellis, Alex Lynn there. King set up the alley-oop in transition, and what a finish on the throwdown. Malik Monk on the receiving end of a Fox set-up pass.
You can hear it, Nate.
Oh, I didn't really hear.
Espiritu Santo.
Hold on, let's
play it again.
I didn't really hear. How long have they been doing this for?
I think for the past 2 seasons.
Bro, you called me a casual for the show. You're right.
I did.
I am.
Malik Monk on the receiving end of a Fox set-up pass.
Oh, no.
You got to start earlier.
Okay.
And there, King set up the alley-oop in transition, and what a finish on the throwdown.
You can hear it.
Yeah, it's vaguely in the background. Do we have the origin of this? Because we were.
Well, the thing was, I didn't know what it was happening. And I started saying, what is this humdiddly? I didn't know what it was. And then it just kind of turned into me seeing other media members and Chris and Brendan and Frankie and just saying it to each other. But it's been happening the whole time.
Oh, you can say word for word what he's saying.
Attempting.
Well, here we got another Malik dunk here. Can we test this theory? Can we see? Can we hear it again?
Yeah.
All right, let's take a listen.
In transition, he finds Malik Monk in the left corner, attacks the baseline, goes up for pounce for a big-time whip with the right hand.
Yes.
We talk about explosiveness.
Every time.
Malik Monk with a two-hand throwdown. It wasn't just the right. He had both hands on the ball.
There was a lot, too. There was like 4 different times where as Alan would call it, the humdiddly went off.
He was, and it'll also go off for threes as well.
Yeah.
I love the. It's not like a gong.
Yeah, they don't play the gong
in the arena,
or you can't hear the gong because it's so loud in there.
It's awesome.
I think that I'll just go I'll just go basic and I'll say that alley-oop, that sequence with the Keon Ellis, one of his 5 blocks.
Yeah.
Keon Ellis. And by the way, Keon did not get defensive player of the game.
Robert.
That was Sabonis, but really the first thing that Coach Mike Brown said is that Keon could have easily got it, but
Which means I don't pick it.
Right. But I think everybody wanted to reward Domantas Sabonis for the outstanding job he did on Jaren Jackson Jr., who went 8 for 27.
Yikes.
Jaren Jackson, this is your they don't even have, they just got power forward, just forward for G.G. Jackson, and then 2 starting guards, right? So Jaren Jackson, who is I guess their power forward, is the biggest dude on the court for him.
Yeah.
8 for 27, okay, from field goal. 1 for 6 with that terrible-looking jump shot, so that's not surprising. His best stat was going 8 of 9 from free throw. This is your big man. He had more assists than rebounds. And Chris said
he had more blocks than rebounds.
Chris said it on the show.
Yeah.
And still got your pick. I
believe he finished under, didn't he?
No,
it was combined. Right?
Yeah, Jared finished with 2 rebounds.
He finished with 2 rebounds.
And you needed 20, right? Sabonis had 18.
20 and a
so
half.
I pushed.
Oh,
Domantas
brother.
Sabonis got 18 rebounds, and I pushed.
Brother.
20.
That's devastating.
Jaren Jackson, he got 25 points because he continued to shoot.
Dude.
He also fouled out of the game.
Jaren Jackson is not. They used to say this about Porzingis. He's not 6'11". He is 5'22". He
Alan
plays like
one.
a guard. It's disgusting. Like, bro, how can you be 6'11" playing center and get 2 rebounds in overtime?
What's crazy?
And they took one away from. Oh,
but
my
they don't
God.
even have and we're just going to continue because somebody who's on the text line said that Memphis, they don't even have football or baseball either. So it's just a long go for them right now. And so we're going to continue to dog walk them a little bit, and they get rid of my guy, Zont legend, Jacob Gilliard.
That's right.
When you don't have a point guard. You got Jaren Jackson Jr. walking the ball up. What are we talking about?
Idea. I have no idea. I don't know what they're doing. I mean, I guess
there got to be $3 tickets out there, right?
Less than that.
What's the next home game for Memphis?
Look it up. Let's see here. Memphis.
You got to be able to get in there for $4.
I would hope so. I mean, I would hope that
the fees are going to triple the ticket. I'm just going to say the fees will triple the price.
Oh, no, they get lucky here. Their next home game next Wednesday is against the Lakers.
Oh, okay. So that's a sellout anyway.
Mm-hmm. Here you go. April 5th. Do not let us forget to look up these tickets.
I can look it up right now.
Because Grizzlies, let's not forget how much trash they like to talk. April 5th, the Pistons are at the Grizzlies. $2.50.
My gosh.
I'm saying you can get a ticket for $3.
Shout out to all the YMCAs, the Boys and Girls Club of America. Just let them.
And
let them play.
Yeah,
let them play.
Let them play instead.
Yeah.
I'd
Who
rather
cares?
watch
Kids
them.
play day.
Yeah.
How about
Who
that?
cares? Sorry, Marvin. Oh, you're not there anymore. Never mind.
Yeah, Marvin's in Washington. Marvin's in Washington. Yeah. So
the big kids.
So sorry to the Grizzlies. And look, we're getting our jokes in now because the Grizzlies will be back.
Yes.
They will definitely
be
be back. Desmond Bain, as yoked as he is, and he ain't got no neck, but he got a jump shot.
This also used to be the Kings, too.
Yes.
Forever.
Yeah.
The Kings were this $3 ticket team pre-Golden One, even during Golden One.
Mm-hmm.
I'm such a big fan.
Yeah.
So they will definitely be back. And we will be back, and Chris will get that number for the Pistons Grizzlies game, just a barn burner. And we will discuss those out there that want to see more Chris Duarte. Your time is now. 916-339-1140. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
De'Aaron Fox plays here.
Stolen by Fox. Breakaway coming up for De'Aaron. And a simple, casual spike with the left hand. The Kings lead by 3.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
At Ashton & Price, we get injury victims to yes. Experience, yes. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years. No more insurance companies? Yes. Our clients focus on getting better, and we handle all the rest. Results? Yes. We've collected over $100 million for injury victims. No fee until we win? Yes. Our clients pay nothing until we win. Ashton & Price, the best at getting to yes. Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
With conference championships around the corner, now's the time to register for the Dos Million Bracket Challenge. Sign up now at TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com. Then fill out your bracket before the tournament tips off March 21st.
Elevate your golf game at Timber Creek Golf Course in Roseville. Just named to the prestigious Golfer's Choice 2024 Top 25 Public Golf Courses in all of California by Golf Pass. Timber Creek offers an unparalleled experience. Our revamped practice facility features a grass driving range, expanded putting greens, and a chipping area complete with sand traps. Whether you're a pro or just starting your golf journey, Timber Creek is the place to be. Visit us and discover why we're the talk of Sacramento and beyond. Unwind and tee off at Timber Creek Golf Course.
It's time to trade in and trade up at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com. It's all a click away.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Claim based on 2022 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company Zone 1 report.
Hey guys, do you know your T level? Revive Men's Health here in Sacramento is helping you take that first step toward better health and enhanced intimacy with a free testosterone level test, exam, and consultation. Plus, for this month only, qualified patients can kickstart their treatment with a free supply of ED medication. Revive's customized ED treatments can provide immediate results, restore blood flow naturally, and even bring spontaneity back into your love life. With both in-person and telemedicine appointments available, plus free shipping directly to you, Revive takes the hassle out of treating low T and ED. Having an optimal testosterone level can change your whole life, and it starts with knowing your T level. Take that first step and book your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. And kickstart your treatment with a free supply of ED medication this month only. Call Revive Men's Health Sacramento at 916-365-4566. That's 916-365-4566. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by California Army National Guard, Nature Wood Home Furnishings, and RVs of Sacramento.
To thank you for 40 unforgettable years, Dell Technologies is celebrating with anniversary savings on their most popular tech. For a limited time only, save on select next-gen PCs like the XPS 13 Plus, powered by Intel Core processors, and more. Plus, curate your dream setup with great deals on select monitors, mice, and more must-have electronics and accessories. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to leading-edge technology and free shipping on everything. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
Progressive presents 10 things on a contractor's to-do list that are harder than getting a commercial auto insurance quote. Bidding a new client, giving an accurate estimate, finding affordable materials, getting a client to pay you for work you already did, getting a client to pay you, period, securing permits and workers and tools, getting those workers and tools to work together, and finding the perfect pair of overalls. Pockets, baby. But the easiest thing on a small business owner's to-do list? Seeing if you can save on commercial auto insurance. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage subject to policy terms and conditions.
Ball's knocked loose. It's grabbed by the Grizzlies, and it's a shot clock violation. The Kings coming up with another defensive gem. Still got 2:47 to go. 109-107 as the Kings have the lead and get the ball back.
We have found tickets for, speaking of tickets, 30 minutes. Hannibal Buress. Crest Theater, downtown Sacramento. Friday, payday Friday. Why not celebrate? You don't even got to pay. You can win tickets. That is in 30 minutes. We have found tickets to Grizzlies Pistons, April 5th. If you find yourself out there, Chris,
yes.
$2 to get in the door.
Yes, if you just want to enter the building for Pistons at Grizzlies on April 5th, You can start planning now because literally you're going to pay more for a bottle of water at the airport than you are for your tickets. $2 to enter the building for Grizzlies versus Pistons. You're not going to get a great seat. Let me see how much you can get for $3. You can be in row P, which doesn't sound terrible.
I like that.
Let's see here. Let's see if I can get a low.
If Q is 22, then P is 21.
Don't
right, Alan? Didn't you say you're 22
no
back
idea.
in Q?
L is $10. I'm so bad at placing the alphabet with like its numerical.
You can get on the floor for $400.
You can get on the floor level. Your feet will be touching the same surface as Cade Cunningham. I was trying to think of anybody playing in that game.
One of the Thompsons.
For $444.
Lock it in.
Which sounds like there's not a better way you could probably spend that money. If you just wanted to be baseline, lower level, $50, which is
you could burn your money.
Eerily reminiscent to to Sleep Train Arena days.
Well, that's
row
not
C for 103.
That is not where we are at anymore. And where we are at right now, 916-339-1140. Couple calls that we want to get through. Julian, we see you, but first, let's go to Lawrence, who wants to be a part of the conversation. What's up, Lawrence? What you got for us?
Hey, what's up? I wanted to talk about some highlights of last night's game, but mostly Chris Duarte, and also being so excited that we have, I think now 5 guys under contract control for the next, be on the team for 4 to 5 years. Davion, Keon, Duarte, Colby Jones, and Keegan. That's like all those guys I feel like could be contributors on a 9-man roster for the next 7 years, which is very exciting. And I love it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Thanks for the call, Lawrence. And that was one thing I was thinking about this morning, Chris, when I was getting ready to drive in. The fact that you look around the league, right, and every team has a young player contributing, real young, and really the Kings have that already with Keegan, but they have multiple. And Keon Ellis and the arrival of Keon Ellis not only speaks to Keon and his work, it also speaks to Monty McNair, who we give a lot of grief on this show when it's necessary, and the growth process of that G League organization, and the fact that this could not be a one-off, right? This could truly be kind of that minor league system to where not only do you have Keon isn't random. Okay, we were talking about Colby Jones possibly starting. There's Colby Jones, there's Slauson, there's a lot of guys that can show up these next couple of years. And are they going to be complete stars? Most likely not. Right. But they are pieces that you can either use yourself, or maybe enough teams will see something in them that it helps you get to where you want to go when it's time to level up from some of these guys in the starting lineup. So I think it's, as we joke about the Grizzlies and how, they'll be back. That's why we're joking them. It's also a new day and a new horizon for the Kings.
No, yeah. And like Lawrence said there, right? Lawrence, the caller, it's not even, and you put there, it's not even just about them being star level players. It's just a lot of those guys, Colby Jones, Malik Monk, not Malik Monk, Davion Mitchell, all the guys Lawrence listed are guys that are, I would say, are role players
Duarte.
For just about every team. Duarte as well. And Lawrence started off the call with Duarte. I still do really think that there is something there for Chris Duarte. I think if he looks like how he looked last night, I think a lot of people will take that. That's pretty much what the Kings want from a guy off the bench, is just have a little bit of impact on the offensive end, but of course bring the defense. And I think he really likes to play off Sabonis. He also provides some size as well. I do think that the Kings are pretty well. I mean, it obviously is terrible to lose Kevin Huerter, but positionally, that's probably the one position that they're deepest and most able to compensate for any of those guys going down, except for probably Malik. But, I think all of those guys are very, in the best way possible, very much replacement level players.
18 minutes for Chris Duarte last night, 3 for 6 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3-point range, good for 8 points. He had 2 rebounds as well. So he had the same amount, and I promise I'll leave it alone. He had the same amount of rebounds as Jaren Jackson Jr., by the way.
That's right.
Same amount.
And significantly less minutes.
Significantly less minutes. Jaren Jackson played 39, but shout out to you. 916-339-1140. Let's get out to Julian, who wants to be a part of the conversation. What's up, Julian? What you got for us?
Hey, guys. How are you doing?
Great. Good.
Hey, appreciate your show. I really appreciate you guys bringing up, the actual event and the, how to get the crowd into the game more. And I didn't even realize I've been going to games for years. I'm not a season ticket holder anymore, but I've gone to about 10 games this year. I'm just catching on to the whole Demonis, Sabonis, that chant. I barely figured that out the last game I was there, which was the loss against the Knicks, but we won't talk about that. Anyways, when the energy is right at the new stadium, it's reminding me of the good old days back at Arco, and those little chants and things like that. You guys are sharing that with the public. So when we go, I didn't really know what they were saying. I just kind of figured it was a European kind of a chant, and that's why we were doing it. I didn't know what was going on, so I'm glad you guys are cluing me into that. But what I want to say about what they're playing for Monk. The reason why that's not catching on is Monk is our most exciting player we have, and you're playing music that I listen to when I'm trying to go to sleep.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's not healthy. That's prayer or sleep time, but that is not celebrating, some soaring dunk that Monk just pulled off. So I've got a suggestion.
Okay.
There's an old disco song that actually says, "We got the funk." But I'm thinking, is "We got the funk," we could just change that to "We got the Monk." And it's a real kind of hype song, and it matches the energy that Monk brings. And what do we want to tell Monk? We want him to stay. So we want to tell him that we got the Monk. We want the Monk. We want Monk to stay. That's all I got to say. I just want to make that suggestion. But thanks. Appreciate you guys' show.
That is outstanding.
That's the call of the year.
That is the call of the season.
That's how you do
Nate,
it. Call of the
get
year.
on that during the next break. Get on that. We're coming back with that song. We're doing it. We got the
That's what I
Monk.
love, man.
That was outstanding.
That is constructive criticism right there. It wasn't even really criticism, but yes, not only can you, if you're going to come and say, I might not like this, whatever, come with your own solution.
That's right.
And knock it out of the park.
That's right. And you know who else is going to say, man, I should have thought of that? Whitey Gleason.
That's right.
Whitey Gleason is going to now Whitey's going to do an acoustic version as well. Okay. This is big.
This is huge.
This is big.
This is huge.
Julian just changed everything.
And you know what? While we're talking about remixing songs, let's clue the audience in on what we've been talking about here.
Yes.
With this Travis Scott Fiend.
Yeah.
And instead of Fiend, it's just Beam.
Right. Well, we got to play it for them.
Right. Yeah.
Got to get the edited version.
Yeah,
we have, here's the bottom line. We're going to have an arsenal of these songs as we get closer to the playoffs. And they're going to be synonymous with this team.
Yes.
We already have a couple. Nate's back there like DJ Khaled right now, mixing it up, and it's going to be.
I take that as an insult, man.
No, I'm sorry. All right. Oh, sorry. Who do you want to be?
Let's go golfing. DJ Khaled. Okay. All right.
Who do you want to be? What DJ do you want to be?
DJ. I just be DJ Nate.
What about? Okay. What about? What's that one guy? Yeah, Diplo.
Yeah. Skrillex.
Yeah.
That's
I'm a
definitely
Skrillex guy for sure.
Definitely. Or what's the one that were that
long hair?
Daft Punk.
Yeah.
Definitely a Daft Punk guy.
Who's the long hair?
Marshmallow.
Steve.
Did you say Brandon Ayuk?
I said Brandon
Aoki.
Sorry, I don't know his name. Steve Aoki, right?
That's what it is. Steve Aoki.
Yeah. We got the Monk.
Yeah.
Gotta have that.
I'm
Monk.
gonna save it.
Oh, okay. Nate's already cooking. Nate is already cooking back there, and we are going to continue to cook.
That's right.
Up until 2 p.m., and then we will hand it over to the Drive Guys. In about 20 minutes, you will have your chance to win Hannibal Buress tickets, and that is in the Crest Theater, downtown Sacramento, March 22nd. It might be a little rainy on Friday, so you want to get in, get settled, grab a nice beverage, and enjoy some comedy genius of Hannibal Buress. When we return, continuing the conversation, Giants actually make a move, and we're getting right back into Kings talk because it's time. It's almost time. 12 o'clock. It's time to pocket watch. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SactownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and The Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SactownSports.com.
The weather's warming up, spring is here, and so is road trip season. And if you're saying, yeah, sure, I would love to load everything up in my car and hit the road and go on a long road trip, but I don't trust my car. It's not dependable. Well, then go see my friends at Elk Grove Kia. They'll get you into something dependable and super affordable, like a brand new 2024 Kia Forte LXS for $19,988. Yep, at a time when the average new car price is over $48,000, Elk Grove Kia can get you into a brand new car for less than half of that. This car's loaded with automatic transmission, an 8-inch touchscreen with rear camera. It's got advanced driver assistance system, so it's got tech and safety. And again, this brand new 2024 Kia Forte LXS can be yours for only $19,988. Only at the #1 Sacramento Kia dealer, Elk Grove Kia, in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, and online at elkgrovekia.com. Elk Grove Kia sale price, $20,738. Kia rebate, $750. Net price, $19,988. One at this price. Stock number GK9219. Expires March 31st, 2024.
Not to brag, but Progressive's Name Your Price tool is mankind's greatest tool ever. Even better than the wheel. Sure, without the wheel, we wouldn't have modern transportation or funny videos of dogs riding skateboards. But without the Name Your Price tool, we wouldn't have easy access to auto insurance options based on our budget. And while cars do need wheels, they also need insurance, and insurance never goes flat. Learn more about the greatest tool ever, the Name Your Price tool at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states. By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Babbel. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at Babbel.com/TNC.
My new exercise bike. Yeah, more like my $1,500 coat rack.
At Babbel, we get it. Learning something new is hard, especially a new language.
My Spanish starts and ends at Adios.
Make it easy on yourself with Babbel. In just 10 minutes a day, you can start having real conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
Hola, Espanol.
It starts here. To try Babbel free, text radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000.
Right now, Maida Chevy saves you $8,000 off MSRP on new 2024 half-ton Silverado LT Crew Cab 4-wheel drives after rebate. It's a Maida Chevy exclusive.
See dealer for details. Ends 3/31/24.
See all the savings at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's
at the historic Crest Theater in downtown Sacramento. Got to get into some Giants news. There's some drama out there in San Francisco. A rough morning as they part ways with Rennell, who has really been a staple for the Giants last 24 years, I believe. I read.
Right, yeah.
I mean, as long as I've been going. Yeah. And then as we are finishing up dinner before the Kings game starts, it breaks, John Heyman breaks, that the Giants are getting Blake Snell on a 2-year deal, 1-year opt-out, so essentially another prove-it year for Blake Snell. And as awesome as that is, I am a Giants fan. I will be at a bunch of River Cats games. Come say what's up to me if you see me at a River Cats game as well. The Giants' potential opening day rotation: Logan Webb, Blake Snell, Kyle Harrison, Alex Cobb, Jordan Hicks. Waiting in the wings, these younger guys: Keaton Wynn, Mason Black. They also have Robbie Ray, who they believe will be back in July. There are rumors going around, and my Bay Area sources are telling me that the Rennell parting of ways was already floating around for a while.
Really?
And the Giants purposely did not announce it. I think they maybe thought they were going to get Snell, and they purposely did not announce it. Did not announce the parting of ways until they knew they were going to get Snell. Or basically they wanted to do it all in one day. That's the conspiracy theory right now. That the Giants purposely did it all in one day to cover up how ticked off they knew that fans would be about Rennell.
That's first off shady, very shady. Trying to bury the lead there, and I mean, it's those dots aren't hard to connect. It makes a lot of sense. I mean, they were going to, because it was going to become a larger conversation the more and more information that comes out. But yeah, I mean, it completely gets overblown, and I guess not overblown. That's, we're not forgetting about the Rennell situation, but the talk is immediately going to go to Blake Snell coming to the team. What does this mean? Hey, Farhan's got a lot of flack.
I mean, they did well this offseason.
They spent the most besides the Dodgers, right? I mean, that's exactly what has been asked from him. And he went out and he got the free agents that I think, with the exception of the guys that ended up going to the Dodgers, I think he got the best possible options for this team right now.
Yeah. And I think they can get to 90 wins. They're still a little bit thin
interesting,
as far as the pitching, but
still just tough division too.
This is one of those things where they have won in terms of the X's and O's, but as far as the public
perception,
public opinion, not been a good look for the Giants. 916-339.
Penny pinching as well.
I mean, we don't know.
Yeah,
we don't know. They might claim it's not. It might be better for them to claim that it's not, and just say we wanted to. The problem with the whole "we wanted to go in the different direction" thing is everybody is going to call bull jive on that because they don't have anybody to replace Rennell.
And the timing is so weird. Again, it being so close to the season, it's just weird that this is coming out now. You would suspect this came out in the middle of the offseason. Why is it coming out a couple weeks before opening night?
You're supposed to be getting ready for the garlic fries and things like that. From Tom Bain on the Sack Chat. Shout out to the Sack Chat, by the way, always holding us down. What was the guy's name with the Monk idea? That was Julian. That was Julian who came in with the call of the season. Let's get to Sherry, who wants to be a part of the conversation. What's up, Sherry? You're on Stiles and Watkins. What you got for us?
What's up? I listen to you while I'm working. Hey, how's this for I don't think Fox's song's very good. How about, you remember that song that was a big hit? This is what the Fox says.
Oh, yes.
That would get the crowd going. I think that's a good Fox song. And there's 5 other good Fox songs that can be used for Fox. So if you have any input, throw it out there.
Thank you, Sherry. Yeah, so what we have to do now is this stuff.
I think we've just opened Pandora's box.
And I'm glad we did. I'm glad we did. This is a show for the people.
That's right.
We need the Monk. That's
S tier.
Everybody everybody that's listening right now and that typically listens to Carmichael Dave, do not let me forget. And Jason Ross, of course, do not let me forget. Crosstalk tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm not letting Dave. I'm saying, hey, Dave, we got to talk about this now on the air.
Yeah, you can get water bottle stations fixed.
Yes.
We can get this.
Yes, because Dave was the one behind, he is the one behind DeMontis Sabone. He's the one behind that.
Yeah.
So, Dave, you have more pull. This is my first season here.
Yep.
I'm still trying to get acclimated. We're trying our best here. If Dave likes the idea, it's a little late in the season, but do you think something could change this season?
I think we can. I think we can add it to the repertoire, and we'll see if it sticks. Like, you know, because like they don't play the humdiddly every single time. Okay, so like, there you go.
That sounds just the same. That sounds exactly the same to me.
They can't play it. They don't
same
play
energy
it every time. And so, like, yeah, it's just about, you know, maybe you could diversify.
Like,
you know, one time it's
maybe
that,
a three.
There you go.
Maybe a three. It's humdiddly.
Yes.
And maybe a dunk. It's we want the monk.
Yes.
Gotta have
I'm trying
that
to
monk.
think which one. Yeah. Yeah, I would say so. That works.
If you really got to keep the humdiddly.
No, we don't. Why? Why do you have to keep it?
It's so great. We've really
it's great because it's bad.
Well, it's really funny because there was no precedent for it. Like, it's not like, again, like Dave started the Domantas Sabonis and got the inner workings for that to happen. This just like was something that I think the Kings entertainment staff thought as an inside joke and didn't explain it to anybody, and it just kind of was a thing.
Yeah.
Kind of like, I mean, even the Hassan Whiteside, the call, like, I've had to explain that to so many people. Like, people thought that it was, my girlfriend thought they were just playing like general barn sounds because Harrison Barnes. And I had to explain, no, like, it's Hassan Whiteside, and a Snapchat would say, like, there's my friend, you know, the Black Falcon, Harrison Barnes, call.
Yeah, you had to explain it to me on the air.
So at the very least, like, there's some knowledge from some people, but like the Malik thing just completely is a Kings entertainment staff inside joke that they just ran with.
Yeah. The Keegan Murray one is obviously
so good.
That one, it is what it is.
It's eclipsed the because it started as Yogi Ferrell. That was the initial Keegan Murray one, was Yogi Ferrell, and then what Moke told us that he's been looking for a 1-syllable first or 2-syllable first and last name guy, and Keegan just fit. So
okay,
we got to stack up these player intros.
916-339-1140. We have Dave on the line who has an important song update. What's up, Dave? What you got for us? Stiles and Watkins.
Yeah, you know, the caller that came in when he said, we got the funk, right?
Yes.
You guys are playing We Want the Funk by Parliament Funkadelic George Clinton. We Got the Funk is by Positive Force. It's actually called We Got the Funk, like the guy said. So you guys are jamming and you're doing your thing, but you got the wrong song.
Nay.
So check out We Got the Funk by Positive Force. That was the song he was talking about.
Okay.
Interesting.
Thank you for the call, Dave.
Wow.
Yeah. Nate, Nate.
I have the song now.
DJ Nate.
Wow.
Okay, but
Skrillex would never.
Dude, nobody else called me out.
At first I was very confused. No, I was.
I wasn't.
Shut up, dude. You're making a face.
No, I'm no face.
I was very confused.
But I trusted you, and we were just gonna rock and roll with it.
That was honestly insane.
Let's hear the other one then.
Well, I'm not doing that just on air, unprompted.
Okay,
we'll come back.
Yeah.
Well, now,
after the ticket giveaway.
Now you're doing your homework. Now you want to do your homework.
Dude, we were rocking so hard in here.
We were
Why
rocking.
are you turning on me?
No, I'm not.
What did I do?
I'm just trying to figure out where we're at. David is the one who provided.
We're in a good place. We're having fun.
Yeah.
Are we not?
But now
we have the monk.
We do have the monk.
We're feeling more like this right now. That's how we're feeling right now.
Oh, and a wild dunk by Malik Monk. The crowd goes wild.
Oh, the crowd's not asleep.
The crowd is asleep now.
The crowd's asleep and confused.
The crowd is on melatonin now.
Yes, it's over.
All right. Well,
Julian's calling back right now.
No, Julian.
Do you want to take this right now before break?
That's up to you.
I think we should.
Yeah, let's take it. Why not? Julian, we got you?
He's up.
Julian?
Hi. It's Julian again.
Julian, you're on the air.
Who's right? Julian,
Don't
did
cuss.
we do right by you or no?
Okay, hold on. I want to clarify for the record. The song that I actually sang was exactly what you guys are thinking. That's not the name of the song. It is what is said within the song. But absolutely, if you guys are actually looking for the name of the song, he probably gave you the correct name of the song. But absolutely, the energy of that other song did. I Googled both of those songs this morning before I called you, but I didn't make note of what the actual name of the song. But everybody knows that song. Nobody knows the other song that I don't even know what that other group. Dave. But it is. What do you say? George Clinton is George Clinton's song.
Yeah, we're gonna play. Yeah,
you guys are right on it.
Yeah, we're gonna play both when we get back. Julian, look, don't let this take away that you have the call of the season.
I don't care about anything other than the fact that you guys are hearing what I'm hearing and everybody's pumped about it. And really, that's going to keep Monk pumped when he hears it. Right. And I'm sure the players appreciate it, right? They feel that energy, and that's what we're there for. You talk about 6th man of the year. That's what we're trying to be. So let's make it happen.
Let's do it.
Let's go, Julian.
Stand on business, Julian.
Right. Let's go, Julian. Right.
Stand on business, Julian. When we return, we will stand on Hannibal Buress tickets that we will give away and your opportunity to win them. 916-339-1140. Chris is picking the number, and I got a feeling you're going to have to be quick on the trigger today. He's got that look in his eye. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
Going deep down the sideline for Are You? He's got it, and he's gone. 10, 5, touchdown! San Francisco! Ayuk is on fire!
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
Timeshare trap and think there's no way out. Well, Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has helped over 35,000 families out of financial hardship by getting them out of bad timeshares, and they may be able to help you too. If you were misled into signing a timeshare agreement that is a lifetime commitment, if you were told timeshare is a great investment or your maintenance fees will never go up, you need to get the facts about timeshare cancellation. For over 10 years, Wesley Financial Group has been dedicated to helping folks get out of a lifetime of debt by canceling their timeshare. So they created a timeshare exit information kit, which reveals how the timeshare industry works and what your options are for cancellation. Simply call Wesley right now, and they will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free. See how you can become timeshare free. Call 800-761-0000. That's 800-761-0000. Again, 800-761-0000.
Dr. Ken Howachek and kinesiologist Kelsey Graham discuss the Good Feet store.
The foot has a lot of detail. It has a lot of complexity. There's a lot that can go wrong. A lot of problems start in the foot and end up elsewhere. Knee pain, hip pain, back pain. When aligning the feet properly, we can see relief elsewhere. And that's the beauty of the Good Feet arch support. It can place the feet into their ideal position and gives them the balance, the support, the comfort, and the relief of the pain. The bottom line is that the Good Feet arch support can be a highly effective pain relief solution when nothing else has worked.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints of the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Modesto, Stockton, and Vacaville for a free fitting and test walk.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop. NBAstore.com, the official online store of the NBA, and the world's largest selection of officially licensed NBA fan gear. With unique designs by Fanatics, Nike, and all the latest styles for every NBA team, plus one-of-a-kind products and authentic collectibles. Shop now and get today's special offer. NBAstore.com, a Fanatics experience.
Ever since we got Xfinity, we have Wi-Fi all over the house, even in my hiding spots.
Ha! Found ya.
How?
That's wall-to-wall Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Now through March 21st, get started with 200 megabit internet for $25 a month for 2 years with no annual contract and get Wi-Fi equipment included. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY or visit a store today. Requires paperless bill and auto-pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and Wi-Fi equipment. Actual speeds vary.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Drapes, Kyle Draper here from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. You know, there's nothing like getting a massage on my way to work. I know it sounds crazy, but my new ride has seats that massage my back. Leave it to Mercedes-Benz. I've had my new EQS SUV for a few months now, and it's the most gorgeous and sophisticated vehicle I've ever had. I've owned electric cars before, but Mercedes-Benz has set a new standard on how awesome an electric car can be. I never stress about battery charging, and it's got remarkably long range, and it is easy to charge. Now, if you could plug in your hairdryer in the morning, you can plug in this car. It's very simple, and the timing is perfect. It's Mercedes Madness Month at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Enjoy up to $19,000 in Mercedes-Benz incentives on select new vehicles, plus a complimentary home charger and 2 years of prepaid maintenance. And they've got certified pre-owned Mercedes vehicles as low as 1.99% APR for qualified buyers. It's Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. It's just a short 30-minute drive from Sacramento, right off I-5, or online at mbfstockton.com.
Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your flagship station for the Beam Team.
Should we light the beam? Light the beam, baby.
Sactown Sports. Sactown Sports. Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It is time. Live Nation has teamed up with Sactown Sports for your chance to see Hannibal Buress at the historic Crest Theater in downtown Sacramento, March 22nd, this Friday. All you have to do is hit up the Folsom Lake Honda hotline right now. Looking for caller number 3. Caller number 3 to score that pair of tickets to pull up for Hannibal Buress this Friday. For more information, visit SactownSports.com. 916-339-1140. 916-339-1140. 916-339-1140. You don't got plans? Want to go on a little date night? Want to bro down? You got your opportunity to see Hannibal Buress. Caller number 3, 916-339-1140. They're coming in quick. 916-339-1140. Your chance to win tickets to see Hannibal Buress. Have a nice Friday.
Yeah. I like to pick the lower numbers because I do see the strategy of people who like, oh, it's caller 6. I'm going to wait like 5 or 6 seconds. No. This is a race.
There's something classic about just the early number.
Oh, yeah. No, you got it's just how quick can you get the dial in?
Exactly.
And,
exactly.
It's truly a race on time.
To win tickets to see Hannibal Buress as Nate handles that, and then he gets back to his DJ duties. Right. Frankie, hey, wake up. New Frankie Cardo just dropped.
What?
Frankie Cardicelli, Keon Ellis's defensive assignments last night. This is a little bit insane. Desmond Bain had 4 points, and Keon got the cookies from Desmond 4 times, 4 blocks on Desmond Bain because of his T-Rex arms.
That's right.
John Conchar, 0 points. He was 0 for 2. Santi Aldama, 0 points. He was 0 for 1. Gigi Jackson didn't even take a shot. He was too scared. Jake LaRavia had 2 points. He was 1 for 3. And Dejan Giroux, was 0 for 1. So altogether, Keon against 6 different Memphis Grizzlies players, he gave up 6 points.
Clamps.
6 points. Welcome to Ellis Island.
Yeah, welcome to Ellis Island.
Welcome to Ellis Island. And by the way, folks, I know that I don't have to say this on these airwaves because you've been rocking with us. But if you haven't and you're new here, Chris and I have been on Ellis Island because you're going to hear that nickname all over now.
That's right.
Okay, Nate's got the tape.
Are never welcome.
I got the tape, and I got some jams.
The tape. Okay, November we coined Ellis Island.
That's right.
the tape. Nate, you got the jams. You got the winner. Congrats to the winner.
DJ Bedhead. Yeah. Shout out to the winner, James.
Hey.
Seeing Hannibal Burst. If you didn't get it, rest of the week at noon. Tune in.
Right. That's right. You still have an opportunity to win. Shout out to James for winning today. You have the rest of the week.
Oh.
This is
We Got.
But we're talking semantics here. It was the name that Julian said, but we knew what Julian meant.
Yes. Yeah, and you still got mad at me.
So we needed the exact name for the other one.
It's We Want the Funk.
Okay.
And you can tell it's the same. It's the sample herb.
Yeah.
I don't know music.
Yeah, inspiration.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the jam, though.
Yeah, but you can't play this over the. This isn't working.
This is, you know what this is? This is what you play for the Malik Monk highlight reel.
Yeah.
You know, because that's become the new trend.
If he had a highlight tape right now, if he was trying to get recruited, this would be in the back.
Yeah, because you don't do the Fort Minor thing anymore, where it's like the intense hip hop or like the
chill.
Eminem. Yeah.
None of that.
If you
for
had one
highlights.
shot.
It's all like smooth jazz. And,
some of this, maybe.
Hype. Well, thank you to David for clearing that up. Thank you to Julian for being a good sport and for the call of the season. But Nate, we're going to need you to fire up. We want the funk.
Yes.
Fire that up when you get a shot.
Okay.
David Guetta.
Strike.
I mean, who cares about copyright strikes?
Yeah, no, it's fine. I mean, we've already blown through it, so I don't think you can get 2 copyright strikes, right?
No way. It's impossible.
No. It's like a ticket. Like once you have a parking ticket, they can't give you another parking ticket.
Can we just do this all day?
No, I know you'd like that.
Radio,
I would.
It's got to be, like
right.
Obviously,
it's like a walkout.
Yeah.
Not here. Not here. That's just the bed underneath.
Yeah. It's a sample.
Right. It's like the artist tag. It's like the if your Metro don't trust you.
Yeah. DJ Bedhead.
We want the monk.
There you go.
Gotta have the monk. We need the monk. Gotta have that monk. Let's go. We got it now.
Yeah.
Carmichael Dave, make it happen.
This is really good.
Make it happen, Captain. All right.
Excellent.
It's time to get into some pocket watching. The Suns do not play today, but the Mavericks do have the Spurs. They take a trip to another area of Texas, and they hit up the Riverwalk and Wembanyama. And you never know. I mean, the Spurs, they're annoying enough, but it doesn't look like there will be a lot of L's today for the teams that we need there to be L's for.
Yeah.
Mavericks at Spurs, and you have Pelicans at Nets. I mean, they're probably going to –
Have the Nets done anything?
Are we going to say good – no, I don't know. I haven't seen the Mikal Bridges 3-point celebration besides people doing it to him the whole season.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's looking like it's going to be a lackluster night in terms of the standings for the Kings. That'll put Dallas, if I had to guess, that would put Dallas again tied with them all at 6. So that 2-game series is really looming here.
It really
is.
And
then, how about that late night game, though, the 6 o'clock tip, Nuggets at T-Wolves. That doesn't really matter for us.
It's an interesting game, yeah.
No, I mean, in a weird way, Kings, if you're going to be end up in the 6th seed, that game could end up determining who, or getting closer to determining who it is that you're going to play. And I think I speak for all of us when I say the Kings would much rather play the Timberwolves over the Nuggets.
The Nuggets are coming off a loss, and the T-Wolves have won 3 straight. By the way, if it wasn't for that man, Ant-Man, in Minnesota, we'd be talking about Malik Monk and Duncan. I saw SportsCenter had him number 5 for top plays, Malik Monk. Anthony Edwards, I mean, he hurt his opposite hand that he did not dunk with because he threw the ball so hard he hit his other hand.
I didn't get the full clarity on which hand it is that got hurt. All I saw is a body on the ground. I saw Anthony Edwards touching the roof. And yeah, I mean, it looked like Space Jam. It looked like the Space Jam dunk where Michael Jordan dunks from the free throw line just with his arm fully extended. That dude is broken. Like Anthony Edwards, I think that truly he's going to be the face of the NBA. Like I think Jason Tatum has officially fumbled the bag, and I think Anthony Edwards, after Tyrese Halliburton, the face of the NBA.
Whoa.
I think that Anthony Edwards.
Tapatio Tuesday.
Don't get me started.
Look, we don't have to worry about Tyrese right now.
That's right. 16-9. Yeah, we don't have to worry about that. Anyways, yeah, no, that dunk was insane. Did you see his reaction to it?
Yeah, and then he's watching it,
SFW,
and then he said he wanted to give John Collins his jersey.
Bro, so disrespectful. That's insane. I would like that would cause beef stew versus Drew Eubanks for me.
Yes.
If you try and pass me your jersey and say, "Hey, this is to remember me by," like
that's
like my family watched that.
He's clowning him. He's
kids.
clowning him.
I got what? No, you're not gonna actually sun me. And Anthony Edwards is like 23 years old, so I'm like, no,
that
this
can't
child
happen.
is not going to sun me like that.
There was another crazy dunk. Austin Reeves got yammed on.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Jalen Johnson. It was ridiculous. Yes. So just a great night in the NBA last night. A lot of great games. A lot of great scenes. Yeah, now is not really the time to do the face of the NBA thing, but it's crazy how just like in a lot of things in life, you can get leapfrogged when we talk about Skype and Zoom and how Skype fumbled that bag. I mean, I think Jason Tatum just suffers from, I would say the way he plays also matches his personality. And I'll be honest with you, Chris, even if they win in 2022, I don't know if Jason Tatum's the face. Even if he wins MVP, there is something that you have to have beyond. And we haven't even gotten a chance to talk about LeBron and JJ Redick's new podcast. And they talk about how influential Steph and Allen Iverson are. It's more than basketball. Yeah. Basketball is a huge part of it. And maybe Jason Tatum would be one of the faces of the NBA if they won in 2022. But I don't think it's just him.
I swear on everything. Isn't the most famous thing about Jason Tatum his son? Like
Deuce?
In terms of general popularity, like I feel like the one thing that I think is the most entertaining thing about Jason Tatum is his child being like almost 6 feet tall and being 4 years old or whatever.
I mean, Deuce might be the face of the league before Jason Tatum.
He really might be. Like he seriously might be.
He's cool with all the players, but it feels like Anthony Edwards, you got to win. Yeah. You got to win. And we had on some, Minnesota media members a couple weeks ago, and they were talking about how, look, I'm going to be honest. I mean, Anthony Edwards isn't perfect. He's had his issues with saying certain things that are just not appropriate, and he has apologized, and he's kind of worked through those things. And if he stays on the straight path moving forward, we think that it could be him. But ultimately, and this is what the Minnesota media members had to say to us, you do have to win, though.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? I mean, you can be the fun. I mean, if that's the case, then Ja Morant, who we haven't talked about, but or we're going to do he's the face of the NBA this season, and maybe not next season. Because when Ja Morant comes back with that crew, I mean, Ja Morant was, I think, next in line.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So it's going to be a battle between the two of them. And, of course, they're both in the Western Conference.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. And De'Aaron gets none of the pub, right? Like,
but De'Aaron falls into the Jason Tatum category for me.
Absolutely. No, for sure. Yeah, he hasn't tried to be the media darling. Like,
right.
He doesn't play the game, and he's, he lets the emotions roll off.
Or tried against it. And you got to be on one side, right? You got to be polarizing in some way.
Right.
Anthony Edwards is polarizing, whether it's good or bad. Ja Morant polarizing good or bad. Allen Iverson back in the day, it was the cornrows. It was how he dressed.
We got to get those Fox signature shoes out, man.
It needs to happen.
Is Rain the new Deuce? Rain's the next Deuce? Is that what you're saying?
Rain's sitting courtside, but it's not getting a lot of TV time. So, I mean, and rightfully so.
I mean, honestly,
it's kind of weird.
Honestly, if you really thought about it, if they really wanted to, and maybe they will do this, but De'Aaron and Rasay, I mean, if they did a basketball podcast, you talk about unique. There's been nothing like that before.
Yeah, that would be
right. Partners together to also talk basketball because Rasay knows
Hoop
herself. Maybe it's in the workings. Who knows? But that would be something to where we've seen a bunch of two dudes talk about basketball.
Oh, yeah.
And now we've seen a bunch of two dudes that never played talk about basketball. Yep. We've seen a bunch of dudes that did play talk about basketball. What I haven't heard is something like that. The closest thing that I've actually seen is Fred Warner and his partner. They have the podcast. Yeah. Warner House or whatever it's called. They do it together. Now, she didn't play football, but it does have a different swag. So we'll see. But yeah, Anthony Edwards, De'Aaron, if you're listening, go ahead.
We're just full of.
I don't need any credit, De'Aaron. You just do your thing. You just do your thing, and we will continue to do our thing when we return. Once again, the Kings struggle to close out the team. Why do they keep getting so lackadaisical towards the end of games? And yes, we will play that Zion drop. Also, why was DeAndre Ayton sleeping on a couch? Stiles and Watkins are an air mattress. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia. I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Your Tuesday looking bright and sunny. Have a light southwest wind to play this afternoon. Another beautiful day to be outside. Highs will peak in the mid to upper 70s with overnight lows in the 40s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Shop Folsom Lake Kia during their spring event and save big on your favorite models. You can even buy with zero down on approval of credit. Shop your trusted Kia dealership for over 25 years and tell them DC sent you. FolsomLakeKia.com.
Ew, gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors. It helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in one wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Babbel. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at babbel.com/TNC.
My new exercise bike. Yeah, more like my $1,500 coat rack.
At Babbel, we get it. Learning something new is hard, especially a new language.
My Spanish starts and ends at Adios.
Make it easy on yourself with Babbel. In just 10 minutes a day, you can start having real conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
Hola, Espanol.
It starts here. To try Babbel free, text radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000.
Live and local. This is Sactown Sports.
More Ellis Island stats. This is from Stat Mamba. Keon Ellis is holding opponents to 34.2% field goal percentage since the All-Star break. The lowest mark by a guard in that span. This is folks, this is not a game. This is not a cute story. This dude is an elite defender.
Yes. He is
right now.
Right here, right now. He is he is elite. No, truly. Like I hesitate to go as far as I kind of think it can, but I truly do think, honestly, Keon Ellis is special defensively. Like his tools, his ability to just be incredibly instinctual on the defensive end, it's special. And I was talking with Brendan and a couple other people as well who know Keon's past. And the craziest part about it, and I would love to maybe during summer or maybe sometime soon here talk with some of Keon's younger coaches, like when he was in high school or his junior college coach, who I think Brendan got this information from. Keon didn't even really play defense like that until he got to Alabama. Keon was just your typical scoring guard. I guess his mom said that he used to just love to play make and I mean, just dribble and play make is really all Keon Ellis wanted to do. He obviously dribbled from a very young age, and that was what he thought his calling was. And then he got to Alabama as a transfer, and they told him, you're not getting on the floor unless you play defense. And so it was a switch for him literally 2 years into college of him saying, I guess I have to play defense. And he just kind of stumbled into being one of the best defenders in the nation and quickly became one of the best defenders in the NBA.
Is that a point in the column of some people are just born with better requisite setups?
Yes, I think so.
To do certain things in life, not just defend in basketball, in everything.
That's
right.
Yeah, totally. Like that's a case of instincts, right? Like it's not that Keon had drilled defensive intensity or defensive workouts his whole life. It's just he was a crazy athlete, and some of his, his best athletic traits, whether it be just timing, awareness, whatever, he just is naturally better at defense than what most people would be, because I'm sure there's a lot of people who have been told that you have to play elite defense, whether it be a short guy or whatever. And they just, we see it with a guy like Kevin Huerter. Like Kevin Huerter's 6'7", he's, tall, he's mobile, he's not a stiff of an athlete, but he couldn't figure it out on the defensive end. And yeah, Keon just kind of stumbled into being a great defender. Doesn't really make sense.
Right. And it stumbled as in hard work on top of a good
foundation.
Yes, right? I mean, you have Kevin Love, who can rebound the heck out of the ball, and it's just a knack.
Yeah.
And then you improve on that knack. Some people just have just like in Taken, right? I have a specific set of skills, yes. Right? And you make the most of that. It's just incredible, man. It's incredible. I mean, to have the lowest mark in that span from any guard since the All-Star break, that's crazy.
Yeah, especially for this team, right? Like, that's exactly what the doctor ordered. They needed somebody to be able to throw onto guys to slow them down. We were sick of being forced into situations where you had to blitz, where you had to send double teams. Keon Ellis allows, at the very least, if there's a guy who is going crazy, it's an option to throw at him. And it might not be the best option at all times. Like, the thing that I think is going to be interesting the rest of these 15 games, especially with them playing good teams, what's Keon's range defensively? Like, who are the guys that you're comfortable throwing Keon Ellis
put him on a wing?
That's really where the question is, because it's like Jalen Brunson. I feel like Keon, and we saw it in the numbers, he was able to slow down Jalen Brunson. He was able to slow down Damian Lillard. I assume he would be able to slow down a guy like Devin Booker just size-wise. But can he slow down Kawhi? Can he slow down Paul George? How's he going to do against Jaylen Brown? Can he maybe guard Jason Tatum? What is the range of limitations?
Well, hold on.
You talk about
you going a little bit
1 through 5. I mean, 1 through 4, 1 through 5. If I'm going to say Keon Ellis is going to be one of the best defenders in the NBA, you have to be able to do that.
No. You're not wrong. I'm saying for this season specifically.
Yeah. I'm
looking at the setups for this season specifically, and I'm saying right now it would be Kings Nuggets, okay? And I think Keon, I'm not going to say lock up because we know it's big play Jamal, and he can do some things when it comes to the playoffs, Jamal Murray. But I like Keon Ellis against Jamal Murray. So. I like it. I also don't have a chance but to like it because he's the best man for the job.
Yeah.
So I like him in that situation. Now to your answer or to your question, if for some reason it's De'Aaron or if there's a switch, can Keon handle Michael Porter Jr.?
Right, exactly.
That we don't know yet. Mm-hmm. I think lengthwise he should be able to, but can he put it together to defend that type of guy? If he gets switched onto Aaron Gordon, who is not an offensive savant, but he's a big boy and he's got a couple moves in his skill set, how does that work?
Yep.
So when you started throwing out Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, I'm just looking at the Western Conference right now, but I understand what you're saying moving forward. The T-Wolves, another interesting one. The thing about Anthony Edwards is nobody can guard that man.
No.
Not right now.
No, yeah. And how do you make it difficult? I don't know, because Ant is also a strong dude, and that's really the one part of Keon's game that he's only in his second year, but that's the thing that's going to determine Keon's ceiling for me is how strong he can get, because he is a pretty skinny dude. And, you see a guy like Andre Iguodala, who I think is like the model defensively for, I think, who you would want in today's NBA. Andre's like in the most perfect physique you could possibly be. Can Keon get to a version of that? And we're talking 3 to 4 years down the road, but that's the trajectory that we're looking at for Keon, because if he reaches that level of physicality, I really think that we're talking about straight up just the best individual defender in the NBA. Like, we could be talking about the Kings having like a Tony Allen here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's hard to say that. Look, we're not trying to get too crazy here. It is hard to say that after Brunson just went for 40 plus.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, he did go for 40 plus. So let's not.
But you even look at the numbers of when Keon was guarding him, and it's like, yeah, Brunson went crazy, but he went the least amount of crazy when Keon was guarding him.
And that's what the Kings have needed.
Exactly.
That's what the Kings have needed. Another name, as we'll return here in a second here, but another name to throw out, because the 1 through 3 seeds are only separated by a half game, two half games. So the Thunder, 1 half game. So a half game, the Thunder are in first place. So they could easily be the 3 seed. And now you ask the question, can you handle Shea?
Yeah.
To me, that's just by committee, because he's going to try to get all of y'all in foul trouble. So I feel good about the top 3 seeds. Is it perfect? No. The good thing about it is the teams that give the Kings the most trouble, and the Clippers and the Pelicans, you're not going to see them in the first round.
Yeah. How about this, though? And you sparked this 48 minutes defensively. If the Kings were to go against the Nuggets, 48 minutes defensively of Keon Ellis and Davion Mitchell sounds like a long 7 games for somebody.
It sounds like Shea's going to be complaining a lot, and there are going to be a lot of memeable videos and screenshots of his face and head whipping.
That's right.
Trying to get those fouls.
Yeah, hey, get that Willow Smith ready if we play Shea.
That's right. We haven't heard from Nate in a while. He's got to get back to his DJ bedhead. When we return, CBS.com ranks Keegan Murray what number as NBA sophomores? And also, speaking of Nate and the Niners, you got your backup QB, former Viking, Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
The only place you'll find Keegan Murray is Sactown Sports.
Out to Keegan Murray, straight away for 3, and Keegan knocks down the triple.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Keegan Murray, and you're listening to the home of Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Country in the Park is back, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo, with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jake Owen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by California Army National Guard, Major Wood Home Furnishings, and RVs of Sacramento.
The sewer system. It's probably the last thing on your mind, and that's okay. Because at the Sacramento Area Sewer District, it's our first priority. As the region's largest sewer utility, we own and maintain thousands of miles of sewer pipe. And our job is to get to your sewer problem before it interrupts your life. So whether you've got a slow drain or a backup, call us first, day or night. The Sacramento Area Sewer District. It's a dirty job, but we're happy to do it.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system? You were a bit surprised at how much it cost, or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
The weather's warming up, spring is here, and so is road trip season. And if you're saying, yeah, sure, I would love to load everything up in my car and hit the road and go on a long road trip, but I don't trust my car. It's not dependable. Well, then go see my friends at Elk Grove Kia. They'll get you into something dependable and super affordable, like a brand new 2024 Kia Forte LXS for $19,988. Yep, at a time when the average new car price is over $48,000, Elk Grove Kia can get you into a brand new car for less than half of that. This car's loaded with automatic transmission, an 8-inch touchscreen with rear camera. It's got advanced driver assistance system, so it's got tech and safety. And again, this brand new 2024 Kia Forte LXS can be yours for only $19,988. Only at the #1 Sacramento Kia dealer, Elk Grove Kia, in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, and online at elkgrovekia.com. Elk Grove Kia sale price, $20,738. Kia rebate, $750. Net price, $19,988. One at this price. Stock number GK9219. Expires March 31st, 2024.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you target the right audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and strategies to deliver exceptional results that are customized to your unique business needs. Don't wait to run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with aimyourdigital.com today.
I'm Craig Ashton of the injury law firm of Ashton & Price. Whether you've been injured on a bicycle, as a pedestrian in a slip and fall, auto, Uber, Lyft, or big rig accident, you need Ashton & Price in your corner. When you call Ashton & Price, there's no chatbot telling you to hit 3 for accounting. You're greeted by a real-life person who will immediately transfer you to an experienced attorney. The consultation's free, and there's never a fee until you win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sep Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is. Live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sactown Sports 1140.
Sactown Sports. Check us out on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and subscribe.
The Niners get their backup guy in Josh Dobbs. And Ray McCloud, how will he be remembered? Ray McCloud to the Falcons to party with Kirk Cochains. Kirk Cousins out there in hot Atlanta from the 916 on the text line, 916-339-1140. If you want to be a part of the conversation, call or text. Also, there's the SAC chat, as always, doing its thing. All guests and callers join us from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. 916. This is why Stiles and Watkins are moving on up. We want the Monk bringing the energy and good vibes to today's show. Thank you, 916. From a different 916, dude, my son and I watch every game in its entirety. Every single one in all caps. Alice is the real deal and so fun to watch. Spark plug.
Yeah.
I do think it's so unique that you can have a spark plug, and yes, his offense has definitely been helping. But that play last night with the Malik Monk alley-oop, that doesn't happen without Keon Ellis.
That's right.
And the Kings, and I think maybe even Kings fans, are not used to having somebody that can be an X factor on the defensive end.
Yeah.
You've seen people hit threes. You've seen people dunk. But to do this, especially under Mike Brown, to have somebody that is literally weapon X that you can use and just put on different guys in a it's a wing driven league, but a lot of these star guards in this Western Conference, the timing has just been impeccable.
Yeah.
And everybody just should enjoy it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's amazing how much the defensive end of the floor can bring energy. Like, I mean, it's obvious that a dunk or a big three can spark a run, but that was the thing that, honestly, I hate to bring them up, but like the 2016, the light years ahead Warriors teams, they were ridiculous on offense. But the thing that made them such a fun viewing experience and to go to the games, the thing that made Roracle what they called it was the defense. Like, they would get stops, and then it's just the duality of you can't stop these guys and they're getting stops. And if the Kings can get to even a portion of that where, again, the Warriors were that for a majority of the game. Keon, in that moment, that created a run. And if you can just do that once or twice in a game, that's how you can individually win a basketball game for your team. So you're completely right. That lob doesn't happen without Keon getting the block on the other end. And think about all of the positive momentum that created after that. I mean, everything. And I think that was De'Aaron hits the threes after that as well. Like, it creates so much of a residual effect after. You cannot put any sort of value on what that kind of stuff brings. Getting stops and then scoring on the other end is the biggest momentum swing you can have in basketball.
Yeah. And a lot of people are excited about the young talent in Sacramento. And it's not just Keon Ellis, who is a bit new to the scene this season, but Keegan Murray, who's still only a sophomore. And CBS.com ranked the NBA sophomores, if you will. And Keegan Murray comes in at number 5.
That's insane. Unless Keon Ellis is 1, 2, 3, and 4, it's in 5. It's insane to have Keegan at 5. All jokes aside, Paolo Banchero is number 1. That makes a lot of sense. Tell me when things stop making sense here. Number 2, Jalen Williams. I think that's fine. Jalen Williams is on the number 1 team.
I mean, he's
in the West. He's averaging 19, 4.5, 4 rebounds, 50% from the field, 44% from 3. Tough to argue. Shaedon Sharpe.
He's had his moments, but
he played 32 games this season. He averaged 15, 5, 40% from the field, 33% from 3. I think that's kind of crazy. Jalen Duren at number 4.
Isn't he on the Pistons?
He is on the Pistons. Both of those 2 teams that I just listed are 2 of the worst teams in the NBA. And then coming in at number 5 is Keegan Murray, who has had a bad year, but is averaging 15 points a game, 46% from the field, just under 36% from 3. And is on a team that's in the play-in hunt. So, I'd make it make sense. I just feel like 5 is way too low.
Yeah. And can we just take a second to discuss and it's obviously the numbers have been a bit down offensively for Keegan, like you said, still averaging 15.
Yeah.
But we've talked so much about Keon Ellis that we haven't even mentioned that in a way, because everybody switches in this league, in a way, he's even made his life easier. But when it comes to these switches and just that wing defender that we're worried about whether or not Keon Ellis is going to be that guy, that'll happen off switches. But we still have Keegan Murray, who we've spent how many shows talking about the jump that he made defensively. So I'm trying to figure out how, maybe just moving forward, right? If you have Keegan Murray and you have De'Aaron Fox, who can be a two-way guy, and now you throw in Keon Ellis. I know you still have Sabonis and Harrison Barnes, but that's a pretty darn good team defensively.
Yeah, absolutely. They can really lock in. And yeah, those are 3 guys who on the ball are menaces. And you're right. Like to tie in Keegan's involvement to Keon's involvement to how it's going to affect Keegan. That's huge. Like, think about it's essentially like if somebody's the number 1 scoring option on offense and then getting in a new guy who's the best bucket getter on the team. It just makes everybody's responsibilities a little less, and it allows Keegan to do exactly what we've been hoping all season long. We've talked about how the shooting numbers are down as a sacrifice for the uptick in defense. Well, if Keegan's defensive responsibilities are starting, even if it is just a little, to be lessened, and he doesn't have to go and guard Steph Curry for 20 minutes anymore, that in theory should really help Keegan on the offensive end. So not only are you gaining somebody in Keon Ellis, but you're on the defensive end, but you're kind of in a weird way getting Keegan Murray a little bit more back in theory on offense, which this team could desperately use.
And it's still a transition period.
Yeah.
And it feels like you're going to have a decent amount of time. Honestly, Chris, and I get scared when I say this, and by the way, quickly, some numbers here. The Kings in March, they are 6-3. During that span, they are 6th in defensive rating, which is crazy to say out loud. 7th in offensive rating and 6th in net rating.
Wow.
That's a legit team.
Yeah, that's incredible. I mean, I can't believe that. Yeah, the Kings, the fact that their defense has been the thing that's really led them here is, I'm sure Mike Brown's smiling about it, but it's such a positive, especially with how the referees have started to change things, how they're calling the game. This is how this team does, make some noise. It is how they could potentially be the dark horse candidate to make it to the second round, maybe even make it to a conference finals if things go their way. It is starting to become a bit more than a trend here. If they can stretch this thing out for the next 3 or 4 games and continue to play high level defense, I think that I at least would confidently say, I think they've turned a corner on that end.
Some people will look at their opponents, assuming they stay like this, and say, hey, we did say this was a softer stretch for the Kings and who they had in March, but you still got it done. And in theory, defense should not slump. I mean, I hate to say it, Chris, there's something that I'm afraid to say, but I'm going to say it when we return. We'll let you know what that is. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Subscribe to Sactown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys, live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus, view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sactown Sports.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how an injury can turn anyone's life upside down. Whether it's a slip and fall, a car accident, or any other kind of injury. For almost 50 years, the Arnold Law Firm has been here to help you through the entire process to protect you and your family. If you are ever injured or in an accident, call the Arnold Law Firm. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777. That's 916-777-7777.
It's time to trade in and trade up at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com. It's all a click away.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claim based on 2022 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's own report.
Hey guys, do you know your T level? Revive Men's Health here in Sacramento is helping you take that first step toward better health and enhanced intimacy with a free testosterone level test, exam, and consultation. Plus, for this month only, qualified patients can kickstart their treatment with a free supply of ED medication. Revive's customized ED treatments can provide immediate results, restore blood flow naturally, and even bring spontaneity back into your love life. With both in-person and telemedicine appointments available, plus free shipping directly to you, Revive takes the hassle out of treating low T and ED. Having an optimal testosterone level can change your whole life, and it starts with knowing your T level. Take that first step and book your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation, and kickstart your treatment with a free supply of ED medication this month only. Call Revive Men's Health Sacramento at 916-365-4566. That's 916-365-4566, or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Dr. Ken Howachek and kinesiologist Kelsey Graham discuss the Good Feet store.
The foot has a lot of detail. It has a lot of complexity. There's a lot that can go wrong. A lot of problems start in the foot and end up elsewhere. Knee pain, hip pain, back pain. When aligning the feet properly, we can see relief elsewhere. And that's the beauty of the Good Feet Arch support. It can place the feet into their ideal position and gives them the balance, the support, the comfort, and the relief of the pain. The bottom line is that the Good Feet Arch support could be a highly effective pain relief solution when nothing else has worked.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints of the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Modesto, Stockton, and Vacaville for a free fitting and test walk.
Get in on the action at Sky River Casino in Elk Grove. With over 80 table games, more than 2,100 slot machines, and a thrilling high-limit room, you'll enjoy a casino experience on a whole new level. Visit skyriver.com today. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Sactown Sports. Call or text at 916-339-1140.
There is something that I don't want to say. I feel like I have to say. We're authentic on this show. We have to be. It is what the people have asked of us. And we can't give the people anything less than that.
Okay.
Chris, as far as the 6th seed is concerned, this couldn't be set up any better for the Kings. It really couldn't. It really couldn't. I mean, the way they're going to finish March, everything is in your hands, okay? You control the narrative. You control the storyline. Everything is in your hands. March was a very, very light, or has been a light schedule for you. You got the Raptors, then the Wizards, then the Magic, then you come home to a Sixers team with no Joel Embiid. Then you get 2 games against the Mavericks, so just bury them. You could go on that stretch and just bury them and essentially do what the Pelicans have done to the 5 seed. I know the Pelicans are only 2 games ahead of the 6th seed, but the Pelicans, they're just taking care of business, so the Kings can't gain any ground. So if you go on a little run here and you bury the Mavericks, the Suns will bury themselves because of how tough their schedule is. Then after that, to end your games in March, you host the Jazz, another team that can be annoying, but you should beat. I mean, John Collins, you're getting dunked on out here. So and then you can weather the storm of what's going to happen in April. And for those of you who have not heard us talk about April and how scared we are, like Scooby-Doo, of April, this is who the Kings have in April. They host the Kings. They host the Clippers. They go to Knicks. They go to Celtics. They go to Nets. They go to Thunder. They host the Pelicans. They host the Suns. And then they end against the Trailblazers. This is so important, this stretch in March for the Kings. It can make or break everything. You have to build as much space in between the Suns and the Mavericks. Now, realistically, that's like 2 games. Realistically, you come out of March and you're ahead as the 6th seed by 2 games. That's what I think is realistic.
Can I give you some information that I've just learned that makes me nervous about what you just said?
Sure.
The Dallas Mavericks play 1, 2, 3 teams, 3.5 teams that are in playoff contention the rest of the season. That's 2 games against the Kings.
Only 3?
Let me read you the opponents let me tell you how the Dallas Mavericks end their season here. They have a game tonight against the Spurs in San Antonio. Thursday, they play the Utah Jazz. Monday, they play at the Utah Jazz. Tuesday, so the Kings will at least get them on a back-to-back. They will play the first game of that Kings back-to-back. They will then play the Kings again on Friday. You just listed out the Kings month of April.
Mm-hmm.
This is how they end March and end the season as well. At Houston, at Golden State, versus Atlanta, versus Golden State, versus Houston, at Charlotte, at Miami, versus Detroit, at OKC.
What?
So in terms of their easy opponents, or easier, I would say Spurs, Jazz, 2 games against the Jazz, 2 games against the Rockets, a game against the Hornets, a game against the Pistons, and a game against the Hawks. Their hard games, or harder games, are at OKC. They have 1 at Golden State, 1 versus Golden State, and then 2 games against the Kings.
Well, then I've kind of changed my tune a little bit. And all I'll say is you should be the 6th seed by 2 games at the end of March, and then we all just pray. We do the humdiddly.
You've got to beat
the humdiddly.
This changes things. You have to beat Dallas those 2 games.
You have to.
Talk about the split. You've got to create the cushion. You have to. and you got to hope that Dallas drops some of these. Unfortunately, Kings fans might have to turn into Warrior fans come April, because those 2 games against the Warriors, those are really the best 2 options that the Kings have to try and peg them down, because the last game of the season for Dallas is actually at OKC. So OKC might have things wrapped up,
right?
Might not have much to play for, or the standings in general might already be wrapped up. So, that's not ideal. We listed off the Pistons schedule, the Suns schedule. That schedule's impossible.
Yeah,
we're not concerned about Phoenix in this, but Dallas has an incredibly easy schedule and has won 5 of their last 6 games. So they are playing their best basketball right now and are facing the Spurs and then 2 games against the Jazz, and then that back-to-back against the Kings, and then just a cakewalk of a schedule after.
Have the Kings faced the Mavericks this season with Kyrie?
With Kyrie, I
know he didn't play in the second game.
Think so.
Because I'm thinking about defensively.
Yeah, he did not play in the last game they played, and let's see here. The first game was in early November, mid-November, and Kyrie Irving did play. He played 33 minutes, had 23 points on 47% from the field. And they got killed. Dallas got absolutely destroyed, 129-113. It was really early in the season. It was game 12. De'Aaron had 30. Sabonis had 32.
That's the thing, right?
Double figures.
You kind of turn the clock back against the Mavericks, and it's just, let's just try to score more than them, because they do not defend.
Nope, no, you don't at all. Luka Doncic is whatever Keon Ellis is. Luka is the complete opposite. He cannot defend you or I, and he doesn't really have any intention of doing it. And that could be where the Kings have the advantage in those matchups. But I guess at the very least, the Kings are at home for those 2 Dallas games. That'll be a big advantage that they have to take care of. You are right in saying that the Kings destiny is in their hands, because it's not an easy schedule. But like you said up top, if they win 11 games, they're going to they're going to hit 50. That means that they're going to beat really good opponents. It means they'll end the season. What would that be? 11-4 for the rest of the year. That would definitely have you feeling good, and that would probably lock in the 6th seed. Absolutely. It's just got to take care of it. Yeah, absolutely. You can look at what Dallas has, and they're going to do what they're going to do. But if the Kings just take care of their business the rest of the way, I don't care how easy Dallas' schedule is. I don't think they're going to go 13-0 the rest of the way. I don't think the 2 losses will be to the Kings. I think that they're probably going to lose one to Houston. I'm sure they'll drop one to Utah. Who knows? Maybe Miami will surprise us at the end of the year. But the important thing is the Kings winning as many games as possible.
Yeah. Once you get to April, you're not going to keep that 6th seed if you split every game. So if you go 4-4, there's no way you're keeping that 6th seed. So you're going to have to win some games that we might not expect. And looking at it, right, if you look at 8 games here, and obviously you have the Nets you would put in the win category, and the Blazers, I think the issue is, besides that, you can't confidently put any of those games in there. Not one.
No, it's really tough.
So you're going to have to figure it out against at Knicks, at maybe the Celtics. Anyway, the Celtics can be wrapped up, and they're 1 seed.
They definitely could. They definitely could. I think that's 5 games left in the season, and right now the Celtics are how many games? The Celtics are 10 games right now above 2nd place. So maybe you can get them lucky there, and no pun intended with the Celtics. Maybe you can get lucky, and maybe they'll be resting some guys. But even then, we've seen so many times this year. Even last year, Kings would, they had a game against the Spurs in which, the Spurs were playing Julian Champagnie. He had 30 points in that game. Kings lost at home.
That's what we need tonight from Julian.
We need something, man. We need somebody we need Wemby.
We need Wemby to ball out.
We need, we just need the Mavericks to be upset here. And I honestly have a lot of confidence in the Kings in that back-to-back. Head-to-head, I think the Kings can take down Dallas, but it's the weaker opponents that Dallas has just feasted on all year long. Let me pull up those numbers. Dallas this season against teams below 500 are 21-5. 21-5, which the top 4 seeds are really the only other teams that have anywhere near that good of a record. The Warriors as well are 20-5, but 21-5 against opponents below 500. They have cooked, and against teams above 500, they are 18-24. So all year, this is what Dallas has done. It's just picked off against the worst teams in the NBA, and that's what they have in front of them. So got to hope for some changing of that.
That's why they've survived. And the Kings' inability to do that is why the Kings are in the position they're in right now.
17-7.
That's why they're in the position they're in right now. But none of that matters if you take care of business in the way that you should moving forward. And you're going to have opportunities. And it all starts tomorrow night when you head to Toronto and take on a Raptors team that has nothing to play for besides pride, right? And to lay down some good roots and good feelings going into next season, because they are just kind of hanging around and existing for this season. When we get back, we're talking Niners, and they get their backup QB. Also, it's March Madness time. You filling out a bracket? I'm filling out about 5. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. We've helped over 30,000 families out of financial hardship by getting them out of bad timeshares. If your timeshare agreement goes on forever, if you were told timeshares are a great investment, or your maintenance fees will never go up, you have questions, we have the answer.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Hi, everyone. It's Emran Pilati, the host of the True Sports Card Show here on Sactown Sports 1140, Saturdays at 10 a.m. I'm excited about our second location at the Roseville Galleria as True Sports Cards continues our expansion. And to celebrate this day, we're excited to announce that Kevin Huerter from the Sacramento Kings will be signing autographs on March 30th at 3 p.m. You can get your tickets for this event right now by going to TrueSportsCards.com, searching Kevin Huerter in the search bar, and buying your ticket. Limited tickets are available, so please go to the website, TrueSportsCards.com, and get your Kevin Huerter tickets right now.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave asking you, are you feeling the pain of paying more and more for your gas? PG&E has increased their rates 4 times in the last 5 years, and the new forecast says PG&E customers may see their bills increase 32% by 2026. The good thing is there are steps you can take to protect yourself from these rate hikes, and better yet, American Energy may be able to help you completely eliminate your gas bill with a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. Did you know SMUD offers huge rebates to eliminate your old gas guzzler? They can help you guide through the whole process. Seriously, listen to me. You go to the SMUD website. There's tons of rebates available, but it is confusing on how to do it. Listen to these rebates. $2,500 from American Energy, $3,500 from SMUD, $1,000 from Caltech, $2,000 home system upgrades. That's $9,000 in rebates. Let American Energy help you out at 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
The weather's warming up, spring is here, and so is road trip season. And if you're saying, yeah, sure, I would love to load everything up in my car and hit the road and go on a long road trip, but I don't trust my car. It's not dependable. Well, then go see my friends at Elk Grove Kia. They'll get you into something dependable and super affordable, like a brand new 2024 Kia Forte LXS for $19,988. Yep, at a time when the average new car price is over $48,000, Elk Grove Kia can get you into a brand new car for less than half of that. This car's loaded with automatic transmission, an 8-inch touchscreen with rear camera. It's got advanced driver assistance system, so it's got tech and safety. And again, this brand new 2024 Kia Forte LXS can be yours for only $19,988. Only at the #1 Sacramento Kia dealer, Elk Grove Kia, in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, and online at elkgrovekia.com. Elk Grove Kia sale price $20,738. Kia rebate $750. Net price $19,988. One at this price. Stock number GK9219. Expires March 31st, 2024.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. KHTK-AM Sacramento. KYMX HD2 Sacramento. Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
Sactown Sports. Live and local. Live and local.
This is Sactown Sports.
Brandon Deitzman on the Sack Chat. Next week is going to be lit, going to both Mavericks games and Jazz. Brandon better bring them good vibes. Need those W's. And yes, from Tom Bain, the new Monk song will propel us, because can you imagine how Monk is going to feel with that? It's going to firestorm Monk. You know, the one thing I would say, and we're still going to talk to Dave about this, but I got a baseball background. I can be very superstitious. The way Malik Monk is playing, do you just leave it as is? Do you want to mess with something mid-season?
I think it's fine.
I never stepped on the foul lines. Yeah. I put my socks and shoes on the same way. I'm just saying.
I don't think Malik cares at all.
I don't think it's about Malik. It's about the energy.
I think he'd be fine. It's a risk that I think we're going to have to be
okay, but
just
the
payoff is worth it.
The payoff is worth it, but just take me through this.
Yeah,
we go to Dave tomorrow, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed tomorrow morning. Hey, Dave, we have this great idea. Yeah. Dave says, "Wow, that's really awesome. No wonder you guys are the fastest-growing show in Sacramento. I'm going to take this to the Kings." The Kings say, "Wow, we never thought of that. This is a great idea."
Dave.
And Malik, right? Well, that too. Yeah, but then if Malik goes 2 for his next 20, we'll be like, "That was Dave.
Dave. That was such a crazy suggestion.
I told him to leave it."
Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
It's like
I told him to leave it.
Sounds like a win-win for us.
Yeah.
Because then those who know would actually know, but then if it goes bad, it's Dave's fault.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, man. Sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes you should just leave things.
I think if anybody, maybe if it were Keegan, I don't want to throw anything off with Keegan. He seems like he's very regimented, but Malik, that's all vibes.
You need to turn Keegan on.
Malik runs on vibes.
That's true.
He brings it himself, and that's this song is so vibey. It's like
it
just fits.
We got to do it tomorrow.
We got it. Yeah, we got to make this happen.
Be sure tune in 9:40 tomorrow.
That's right.
Crosstalk when we tell Dave our idea. Our as in all of us.
Yes, the collective we.
All of us together. That is tomorrow.
Or who? Everyone listening?
Yeah, the Sack Chat, the callers, the texters, everyone who's a part of Stiles and Watkins.
Yeah, you're responsible.
But if they don't like,
you're an accomplice.
But if this gets all the way up and it doesn't work out, it's Dave's fault.
Yeah. It was a caller.
Yes.
It was some caller. No, definitely not Lawrence. Definitely no. And it was Dave's idea.
That's right.
Steven.
Let's all be on one accord on whose fault it is. By the way, from Lamb Chung Tin, Sactown Sports needs merch to be available.
Ooh.
Hey, so here's my question.
Yeah.
What would be on the Stiles and Watkins merch, though?
Yeah.
We'd have normal shirts.
Yep.
That just has our logo, Stiles and Watkins.
DJ Bedhead.
That's not even close.
He's getting a shirt.
No, he's not.
He's getting a tag. He's getting a little thing on the bottom
blanket.
of the shirt.
Would you do a wet blanket shirt?
I don't think so.
You could sell a wet blanket.
Yeah, there we go. It's like a
expected
moist
to
towelette,
ship.
but like with a blanket.
Be really heavy.
Let us know.
Like a prop talk shirt or something.
Prop talk.
Yeah, like a dog segment.
Free cheese on the
Beaming or
back.
dreaming, where it's a guy's head and a bubble, like a thought bubble with a beam in it.
Beaming or dreaming. I like. Oh, dog segment. We got something with the dog segment.
Right.
You have like an anamorph where it's you turning into a dog. You know what I'm talking about?
Probably
Like,
not. We want people to actually want the shirts.
That's
Right?
hardcore, brother.
We want people to
That's
actually
good stuff.
want the shirts.
Would anyone want a Lazazazical shirt?
Can we take
Just
this?
a ton of Z's.
What would that even? It would be just spelled.
Laz.
Play it again, Nate.
Like a Zazel.
Here, you want
I
to see?
spelled that LACKZAZIKAL.
You want to? I spelt it in the system when I put it in.
Did you?
I had to. I didn't know what to do.
Right.
LAXAADASIKAL.
I like the X. I do like the X.
Because he's got that like.
Like a Zazel.
It's in
There's
there
a Z,
somewhere.
though.
What?
We need a Z in there.
Zazical.
Like a Zazel.
Sure. Yeah.
And a G.
Z
And
yeah.
a G.
He adds so many letters to that
There
word.
might be a silent K in
And
there
a G.
somebody.
By the way, they showed a side-by-side of Zion. We talked yesterday how word on the street is that Zion and those
The word
Pelicans,
is out.
The word is out. Zion has lost 25 pounds. They did a side-by-side, and I believe it.
I don't know. It kind of reminds me of like those like Ozempic.
Yeah, when they just stand further away. We'll see. As long as
Not
he's,
sure. I think it's just a good.
as long as he is on the court, I
That's
guess.
right.
On a
And
side note for that, I've heard stories of people taking the same pictures on the same or the comparison pictures on the same day, where they go in and then they just
I can
suck in
believe
their
it.
gut and
different lighting.
tan up, change their clothes.
I can believe it. Nate, let's go to you since your mic's already on. Josh
Oh.
Dobbs, big deal, no deal, some
I
deal.
feel like you should go to Chris on this, but it's basically a straight trade. Josh Dobbs for Sam Darnold,
Pretty
huh?
much.
So I
$8
think
million.
peak Dobbs is better than peak Darnold, but Darnold's going to be more consistent. Whatever. This is a whatever, man.
Last season,
fine.
The question is, do you feel comfortable
Yes,
if Brock
yes.
Purdy has to miss 3 games? Are you comfortable with Josh Dobbs for 3 games?
I'll be honest, I'm not comfortable with any backup quarterback for 3 games. Like really,
go.
like I'm stressed out about that. I think it totally depends on the streak of games.
Sure.
Who they're playing, obviously. I'll just be honest, I'm not comfortable. But if he's playing at that level when he got traded or when he walked into Minnesota for that first game,
Yeah.
when he was a
When
third
he
stringer,
didn't know the playbook.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that shows a lot about him too. Like,
Oh, he's a genius.
Yeah, he's what is he? An aero engineer,
aerospace engineer,
aerospace engineer, so he's an
astronaut.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that
he's
Madden Ultimate Team card.
astronaut without a P.
I'm nothing about this. It's a boring take.
Okay.
I have no hot takes today. I'm being a fence sitter. I'm sorry. It's just nothing.
After Mason Jones yesterday, yeah,
I get so sick of this backup QB talk when it's, for the most part, just going to be irrelevant because if they're in for the full season, season's a wash.
But I think that's the point,
Yeah.
is that it might not be. Like, is Josh Dobbs a good enough backup quarter? I mean, you saw like last year the Colts. Anthony Richardson goes out in week 3. Season wasn't over. They still were competing throughout the year. The Niners ideally have enough talent to where if Brock goes down, like the idea is that the season shouldn't just be over because he goes down in week 3. Is Josh Dobbs a quarterback that you feel like is good enough to keep that ship from sinking for 13 weeks if necessary?
No, just plain and simple. No.
There you go.
The way you worded that,
Yeah.
just not backup quarterback. Is he a good enough quarterback to do that?
Yeah.
No, that's it.
Interesting.
Plain and simple.
Because that's supposed to be the point of the Niners offense, is it's supposed to be foolproof, right? That was the biggest criticism about Brock Purdy, was that, anybody you put Gardner Minshew
Mac
in there
Jones.
and he'll do Mac Jones. He'll do the same thing, if not better, right? Is that Orlovsky? So yeah, I mean, I think that it's interesting. I mean, it is. I still don't think, even me as a Vikings fan who watched Josh Dobbs, the highs and the lows, I don't know which guy he is, because if he were as good as what he looked like for those 3 weeks, I think he would A, probably still be a Viking, and B, he'd probably get a shot at being a starter. But he finds himself as one of the last quarterbacks in this market that got swooped up, and he signs for $2 million when guys like Sam Darnold and Marcus Mariota are signing for 8 and 10. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like we just honestly don't know who he is for a 10-week period.
I mean,
or is that who he is? He's just an up and down week by week guy.
But I don't know if this is a Josh Jobs decision or if it was the decision of the NFL. We talk about the rehab, basically the rehabilitation QB, and how Mitch Trubisky sat behind Josh Allen and all of a sudden got a deal. Sam Darnold sits behind Brock Purdy. He gets a deal. Maybe Josh Dobbs is just saying, let me go to a successful team, because teams seem to sign successful quarterbacks that are on successful teams, even if they don't have to do anything.
Right.
Sam Darnold did nothing, but they forgot how Sam Darnold sees ghosts, and now he gets cashed out again. So I think Josh Dobbs is maybe saying, hey, I'd rather, instead of maybe his value was down a little bit because of how things ended in Minnesota, and said, okay, instead of taking, I don't know, $4 million more, right? Or maybe less than that, maybe $3 million more.
To go play with the Saints or whatever.
Exactly, and mess around there. I'd rather just kick it in the Bay, okay?
Learn under Shanahan.
Under Shanahan.
Have
we go
elite
to another
talent all around me.
We go to a Super Bowl. Maybe I have to play a down or two and I make some moves. Then I can up my value going into next season.
And you know what, too? Like, I mean, we joke that, I mean, not really joke, but he is a really smart guy. Wouldn't surprise me if this is, hey, best of both worlds. I get to be a backup quarterback, but also, you know, maybe in a couple of years, my career doesn't go the way I expect it to. Maybe I can work with Kyle Shanahan, too. I can be a part of his staff. Everybody talks about how smart I am. I'm a quarterback, you know. There's a really good opportunity to learn the Shanahan system, and maybe he could be, you know, find himself in that Brian Greasy spot.
That is an excellent point. They've never considered that. That's great.
That's what Sims did too, right? Chris, what isn't one of them? Not Sims.
No, Chris.
McCown's. The McCown brothers did the same exact thing.
Right.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Even outside of football, Silicon Valley.
Right.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Team up with Andre Iguodala or somebody like that.
There's got to be a NASA something out in the Bay, right?
Yeah. There's something. Yeah.
He's got Mythbusters out there.
There's
right?
plenty. So yeah, now you have a backup to I guess pair with Brandon Allen. So that's your QB.
Oh yeah.
Well,
that's your QB room.
Shanahan's probably going to run with 3 for the rest of his coaching tenure. Brandon Allen been in the mix with the Niners the second time. So I honestly think I like Brandon Allen more than Dobbs.
I mean, do we know that Brandon Allen's not the backup?
No.
Oh no. So. This will be the off season. This will be. I hate it, but it's just this is the main story. I mean, this is what people will be talking about.
I don't think it will be, Nate. I think last season.
Then what do you talk about?
Can you do it again? Yeah, can you do it again?
Do you have enough?
I'm not going to say names, but there are people out there that still say, "Hey,
everybody else around you got better."
Yeah, and Brock. All right, can Brock do it again? I mean, you're only as good as your last performance. Brock played pretty well in the Super Bowl. Can he do it again next season? I mean, there's always going to be question marks for anybody.
Yeah.
Nobody is really proven.
That's why we have jobs.
That's right. That's right. Nobody is really proven until you got that Lombardi. And then once you do that, can you do it again?
That's right.
So I think that Brock Purdy doesn't have anything to quote unquote prove to the Niners.
Right.
That this isn't the offseason of can he prove he's the guy to the Niners? The Niners are fully all in.
Yeah.
Can he prove that he is the guy to some of the non-believers and run it back? And he's still going to have a great roster to do it with. When we get back, LeBron James launches another podcast with JJ Redick. We have some sound, and it's for the thinking mind of the basketball player. Also, Chris and I saw something last night that would make Nate very, very upset. We've never seen it before. And maybe that's not to say it hasn't happened before. We haven't seen it. We will tell you what Chris and I saw last night that is going to grind Nate's gears. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10, 5, touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sactown Sports.
It's time to trade in and trade up at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com. It's all a click away.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Number one claim based on 2022 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's own loan report.
Elevate your golf game at Timber Creek Golf Course in Roseville. Just named to the prestigious Golfer's Choice 2024 Top 25 Public Golf Courses in all of California by Golf Pass. Timber Creek offers an unparalleled experience. Our revamped practice facility features a grass driving range, expanded putting greens, and a chipping area complete with sand traps. Whether you're a pro or just starting your golf journey, Timber Creek is the place to be. Visit us and discover why we're the talk of Sacramento and beyond. Unwind and tee off at Timber Creek Golf Course.
Sactown Sports.
Check us out on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and subscribe.
So if you were listening to yesterday's show, which why wouldn't you be? Nate comes out of left field with some things to say about, I promise you, you would never guess if you weren't listening or watching yesterday's show. Mason Jones caught the ire of Nate Littlefield, and Nate thought that it's just a little much. He's up, he's down, he's cheering, he's being positive. Why would he do that? Why would he cheer on his team? Why would he be a good teammate? It's so annoying.
That's what I said.
I hate it when people do that.
Uh-huh.
So Chris and I, we had
so positive.
We had some fun with it. We took a decent amount of calls, and Chris and I, were at the game yesterday, and all of a sudden, we looked to the left. And where we're sitting, that's where the Kings are sitting, and the game has already started. So Chris says, Alan, look at this. Look at this. And we look to the left, and the players that are not starting the game are huddled up. And you see JaVale McGee, he's the tallest one. JaVale McGee is in there, and I see him mouth the words, bench mob. And they do a bench mob huddle.
Like a bench mob on me, bench mob on three type thing.
They say bench mob on three, bench mob. And they all go and sit down. So it's a whole thing. And I just know that's got to annoy the heck out of one Nate Littlefield.
I don't think I made my point clearly or something, because my issue is with the guy who just got there and who's the new rookie.
Just got there.
JaVale, well, not really. He's been there the whole season. Mm-hmm. And he's a Mike Brown guy. He's a veteran. He's a 3-time NBA championship, like a contributor. It's not the same. It's not, Chris, if we had a new guy come into the station.
That's me. I'm Keon
Ellis.
Ellis.
Hypothetical new guy whose name is Palin.
No. Producer. Let's say new producer.
Okay.
I'm gone. I'm dead. I'm gone. I'm out of here.
You don't have to.
New producer comes in, and he's in there every break, hyping you guys up, and he's just being annoying. He's just like, all right, guys, we're having a good show. We're having a lot of fun. I like what you guys are doing. Maybe. Oh, no, he doesn't. He doesn't give advice. He doesn't give advice because Mason Jones allegedly doesn't do that. We don't know that. But in this scenario,
This is
doesn't.
crazy.
This is nuts.
Dude, it'd be so annoying. You'd be talking to Alan and be like, dude, this guy's driving me
I
crazy.
feel like he really likes the show, though.
I think he just
Oh
wants to
my
change. I
God.
think he just wants
Just
to help.
wants to change the
I
culture.
think just don't
That's
bench
the
mob
worst.
on
Dude,
bench mob on 3.
do you guys not get annoyed when people like try super hard to be your friend or be nice or something?
I hate it.
That's different.
No, it isn't.
One goal, one dream, one beam.
One bead. That's right.
That's the Kings.
Here's how you help. Leave me alone.
Dude, teamwork make the beam work.
It's not even
Thank you,
teamwork.
Chris. It is teamwork.
It is.
It's
a whole
glorified
bench mob.
fandom.
You have
mob,
JaVale as they all have jobs. It's like
Yep.
it's like
Don't
the
bring
government.
up JaVale. JaVale actually has played
It's like
too.
the government.
It's got 3 rings.
Has Mason Jones seen the court twice, maybe?
That's what's the problem?
Oh my God. All right. I guess none of this matters.
Chris looked over. He said, "Alan, look at this." And I honestly, when I saw them say bench mob, it really did hit.
Shut up. Shut up. You're just lying. You're just lying and leaning into some silly narrative to make me look like a fool.
No.
Like a self-absorbed,
No.
cynical fool.
No. I mean, it
Yes.
just- and didn't Coach Mike Brown say this is the most connected
He
team
did. He did.
that
He
he's
said it.
been a
That's
part
a
of?
Who cared? Dude, that's
Who
also
cares?
just not true.
What is it? What are you doing?
It's just you're bringing up you're
You're
taking
off
the
the
conversation somewhere else.
You're off the hinges the
I know,
same
'cause-
way Malik Monk almost pulled the rim off the hinges with some of those dunks. You got to get it together, brother. Thank you. That's what you need.
You had to take a nap?
You need to relax.
Dude, I was chilling and you came in hot.
No,
Oh,
I
we're
said
gonna
Chris.
we're gonna tell the story differently, and then we're gonna just disagree to disagree.
Chris. I mean,
I didn't know this was first take.
I feel like
Get
we're
your
burying
boy.
the lead here. The actual story is that there was a collection. They celebrated as a bench. It was
as
the
a
first
bench mob.
time we have seen them come together
Yes.
as a bench.
Thank you.
And like actually take ownership of, hey,
We are bench
we're not
mob.
just going to sit here
That's right.
and watch this game and have the best seats in the house.
That's right.
We're going to be active participants in this win, regardless of if
I
we
don't-
get minutes.
Mhm.
Like Marcus
Yeah.
Smart, man.
Yeah, Marcus
Smart.
Getting ejected, yeah, -2
Dude.
with 0 minutes on the court.
I'll tell you what,
Dude,
Mason
he
Jones
did
never
more
been a
than
minus
Ja
2.
did yesterday.
He should be. He should be -100 for every clap.
Nah, he's
What
he's
are you
plus
talking
100.
about?
Every point was because
The
of
bench
his
mob
possibility.
thing doesn't bother me at all. I don't care about that. It's one. It's
Okay, hold on. If Mason Jones said
yes,
bench on
then
3,
I'd be upset.
you're
Yes.
ridiculous.
No, that is silly.
Come
He's a
on,
new.
man.
You have to like work your way into a relationship. You can't
Come
just
on,
show up and be
to
the
work
guy. Like JaVale McGee, why would he listen to that?
Hey,
Dude,
look,
this is coming from a guy who let Richard Sherman take over his locker room. That's crazy.
that's right.
That's
That's
crazy,
right. We're
dude.
reading.
Richard
reading up
Sherman
here.
always played for the Niners. He was never a Seahawk.
That's right. That's
What are you
also
talking
true.
about?
Patrick Donaldson, negative Nate, Manny Too Legit, whoa there. HF, Nate, relax. Hey, I wanted to let you know. I felt like it was very important.
I don't care about the bench mob.
Okay. I thought that maybe you would care.
Wow.
I care when they're on the court and playing.
Wow.
Okay.
That's what I care about.
Dude.
Or when they're pulling Kevin Huerter down because he's cheering at the wrong dunk.
That was hilarious.
I care about that.
That was great.
Curtis Hicks, Stiles, and Watkins, you need to. That's right, Curtis. That's right.
Read it before you say that's right.
Stiles, and Watkins, you need to design the Ellis Island shirts.
Okay, yeah.
do
Just, sorry.
We're
There
pivoting
we
so
go.
Nate
Yeah.
feels better.
See you guys.
We're
Bye, Nate.
pivoting
It's been a good show.
so Nate feels better. Curtis, you're right on the money. We
Yeah.
need to make a list of this. Nate,
Yeah.
can you make a list? The first
I'm
one is
good.
bench mob.
Yeah.
The second one,
I like the tag for Ellis Island. Tell me if this is maybe a little bit too getting close to the edge here.
okay.
Ellis Island, where visitors aren't welcome.
We can't do
Yeah, you
But,
can't
like-
do
that.
that.
You can't do
Because that was the whole point of Ellis
I
Island.
know, exactly.
Yeah,
That's
no.
what makes it like this version
It's
of
not gonna
Ellis
work.
Island.
I got a
It was
text. I
G-rated
got a text.
station.
I got a text coming in.
That's true.
Okay, I got a text coming in.
I like it though.
This
Thank
is
you.
from Whitey Gleason.
Never heard of him.
Maybe
Oh.
you should. Okay, so he says
Oh.
maybe you should post a picture of Ellis Island only with Keon in place of the Statue of Liberty.
Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Or you get a picture of my face with Mason Jones' hair, and you put it on a
On a
shirt.
bench
We're not
mob
doing
or
that.
something. Yeah, there you go.
We're not doing that.
Alan needs all the clout.
Hey man, look, all I did was, investigative journalism. Yeah. And when I see that bench mob is literally, we broke the story that the bench mob is having their own
meetings.
Wow. Yeah, literally. I mean, I think you're taking this so personally when in reality, Chris, how many times? Chris, how long have you been a Kings fan?
Way too.
This
long.
has nothing to do with the argument at all.
When have you seen the bench have their own huddle and break?
I mean, it's happened a couple times.
Yeah, dude.
I was like, I don't know.
This is so silly. It's not about the bench mob. It's about
Dante
one guy.
Green. It's
Shumpert.
Yeah, Shumpert. Scores are here.
916. Here you go. Mason Jones was balling in Stockton. JT was on a 10-day. He was less
nothing to do with his skill on the court.
He was less effective than Mason on the bench. That's from Amid Rock.
That's right.
Hey, energy matters and momentum matters. When we return, LeBron and JJ Redick have a new podcast. Will you be listening? And I hope you return. Not sure if Nate will. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division type, GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and All-NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox, the breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Beam team, Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Toyota's Ready, Set, Go sales event is on. Explore California this season with Toyota's legendary reliability. Take on spring with incredible fuel efficiency and more peace of mind. Right now, get low 3.99% APR financing on 2024 Highlander. Or check out great lease deals on the stylish 2024 Camry, sporty Corolla, and dynamic RAV4. Hurry in. Toyota's Ready, Set, Go sales event ends soon. Toyota. Let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Excludes hybrids. Ends 4/1/24.
Country in the Park is back. May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by California Army National Guard, Naturewood Home Furnishings, and RVs of Sacramento.
Imagine taking a nice warm bath in your shower. Let's fix that. Right now, get that clogged drain unclogged for just $67. Plumbing, sewer, electric, heating, and air. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
Hey guys, do you know your T-level? Revive Men's Health here in Sacramento is helping you take that first step toward better health and enhanced intimacy with a free testosterone level test, exam, and consultation. Plus, for this month only, qualified patients can kickstart their treatment with a free supply of ED medication. Call Revive Men's Health Sacramento at 916-365-4566. That's 916-365-4566. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SactownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Shop Folsom Lake Kia during their spring event and save big on your favorite models. You can even buy with zero down on approval of credit. Shop your trusted Kia dealership for over 25 years and tell them DC sent you. FolsomLakeKia.com.
Increase leads and get more customers. We create tailored digital marketing strategies that deliver results. On your next campaign, aim higher. Go to aimyourdigital.com and get started today. aimyourdigital.com.
I just can't control my feet.
Coming to the venue at Thunder Valley, March 30th. World One presents The Jacksons with Sister Sledge. Tickets available now at the Thunder Valley box office, Ticketmaster.com, and WorldOnePresents.com.
Sactown Sports. Call or text at 916-339-1140.
There is a new podcast, I guess you could say. You know when they say babies are born every 10 seconds, 5 to 10 seconds. Can we find that? Is there a muse out there that would know a podcast is created every what? How many podcasts do you think are created every day?
Just in general, not necessarily sports specific. Any podcast?
Any podcast.
250.
That's a great guess.
A day?
Yes.
Dude,
8 billion people.
Yeah, there's way too much access to
Should have gotten
because like it's too easy. Like it's
should have
tough
gotten
to
the
make
mic
a YouTube
business,
channel.
man.
You should have. Yeah, Rhodes.
Should have gotten the mic business.
Rhodes, you'd be set. Blue, like the Blue Yeti, the Snowball, you'd be set.
Because this is crazy.
You'd be set. Logitechs even for
Gamer
people who are doing
chairs.
their gamer dude. The amount of people who have gamer chairs that like don't get it's just like, oh yeah, I just do podcasts, but I have a game. It's like
Dave.
insane. Does Dave
Carmichael
have
Dave.
one? That makes so much sense.
They
exactly
are probably comfortable.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
there's
they
a
look
new
very comfortable.
podcast, and it's LeBron James and JJ Redick.
New
And
media.
JJ Redick gets an opportunity to talk about basketball the way he wants to on a different outlet. He's got his own show, but I guarantee he will still go on First Take and complain that he cannot talk about basketball the way he wants to on that show as well, even though he knows that he won't be able to do that, and he gets paid either way. This is a clip from, and I thought it was a pretty interesting clip talking about the 2-for-1s situations that have really taken the NBA by storm. This is what LeBron had to say. This is a clip, and the first episode dropped today, actually.
I'm gonna tell you what kills me.
Tell me what kills you.
The 2-for-1 shot at the end of quarters.
Are you going on an anti-crusade against the 2-for-1?
I understand why the 2-for-1 is important. Obviously, it's numbers. You get 2 possessions, the other team gets 1 possession.
In theory, it's a free shot.
In theory, it's a free shot. But what people sometimes don't account for, the 4 or 5 possessions before that. Are we on a run? Are we on a heater? Have we gotten a good shot over the last 2.5 minutes? What is the other team doing? How are they in a great rhythm? If we haven't gotten a great shot in 2.5, 3 minutes, and we've been turning the ball over, why am I just going to dribble down and shoot a 40-footer with 33 on the clock?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you can expect right there. I mean, I'll be tuning in.
You are going to?
I will definitely be tuning in for sure. That's
real hoop head stuff right there.
That is my kind of content. Absolutely. I can't wait. I can't also wait for LeBron to. I can tell in the tone of his voice he's ready to drop another thing that he knew before everybody else.
well, hold on.
That's my favorite saying. That's my favorite saying. I always say that. That's my favorite saying.
We have to explain the visuals too. It's LeBron and JJ facing each other. There's no mics, if I'm not mistaken. There are no mics. It's not your normal setup. And there's about 3 bottles of wine on the table.
Understatement. There's like 5 bottles of wine and 2 glasses. And they're just talking basketball. I mean, I view it truly as like, how often do you actually get to hear somebody who is undeniably the best at their craft openly? Like, this is like hearing Mr. Beast talk about YouTube. Like, you don't get that kind of access often. Michael Jordan isn't out here talking about basketball. And so, yeah, like, I'm incredibly interested, and I can't wait to hear how LeBron just thinks about those things. Like the 2-for-1. Like, I bet he's got tons of just thoughts on all of the tiny little things in basketball. Can't wait for what he's got to say about the fouls, too. I think it's going to be great. I think he's definitely going to get himself in some trouble, but I think it's going to be great.
It's just, I don't know how serious I can take LeBron because everything is. I don't have a problem with LeBron. I think from a standpoint of what he's done with his community and his whole story that we know, I think is outstanding. I have no problem with.
You're really
with
setting up for something.
No, not at all.
Oh,
It's just LeBron is extremely calculated. So I just don't know how authentic LeBron is. When LeBron laughs, he thought he was gonna laugh. When LeBron is sad, he already calculated how sad or how long he was gonna be sad for. So watching something like that, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think it's gonna be good. I think that's like, I think LeBron gets in trouble when he tries to act not like who LeBron James actually, like when he's trying to act cool or whatever.
Yeah.
But he's just talking ball, and like JJ is not. JJ is going to keep it on subject too. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to. I don't think a ton of people are going to listen, which is to your point, going to bolster JJ Redick talk. Oh, I can have a conversation with LeBron James, who is the greatest basketball player of all time. I look at the numbers. We get 100,000 downloads per episode, but I come on this show, Stephen A., and I say, I don't know if Anthony Davis is a good enough number 2, and all of a sudden it pops. You're right. Like, that's exactly what it's going to be.
It might do well, though. I don't know.
It's going to do okay, but
so JJ has his own podcast. Now he has this one, and he's still
got a media company too.
Honestly, I don't know when's the last time I actually saw him on First Take. LeBron
he was on earlier today.
Okay, so he's back on First Take complaining. LeBron now has the shop.
Yes.
And I feel like I'm missing something.
In general, yeah.
Right, but I'm saying things that he has to be on.
He's got his picks, his football picks on his Instagram, which we were all thrilled to get every single week. I think that's it. Yeah, I mean he's been big into ever since he heard about The Last Dance. He's been big into I need to tell my narrative. I need to get my story out there because that's the thing that's going to keep you relevant in the long run is you talking and people talking about you.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah, that's my favorite saying. I always say that.
I just had to tell you something because the clips are all over. Obviously we haven't watched yet. We've been doing our own show, fastest growing show in Sacramento.
Right. Take that, LeBron.
Yeah, take that, LeBron. What you got on that? And there is a clip that I saw during one of the breaks where he says two most influential players in the NBA, Allen Iverson and Steph Curry.
I thought he was talking about himself and JJ.
Probably. And since he brought up Steph Curry for now, this is the third or fourth time.
Right.
I will let you fill in the blanks.
I'm so sick of this. He's not going to San Francisco. It's not happening. It's not. So quit asking. It's just not. I'm so sick of this narrative that's being pushed out by the Los Angeles Golden State Warriors that want to make photoshops of LeBron. All of a sudden, LeBron's not so bad. But, the entire playoff runs where you guys were running into him, he's, LaFlop and, Steph is so much better. Like, this is all feeding into the Warrior narrative that, we actually have it the best. And we're destination. No, you're not. You have Steph Curry, and that's it. Okay? That's all it is. And that's not going to attract LeBron James to your basketball team. He is bigger than all of it. He went to the Lakers and said, that's cute that you guys think that you're the brand. I'm the brand. You're going to do what I say. There's a 0% chance LeBron James concedes any power to Steph Curry.
We got to put the ether beat behind that.
Ridiculous, bro. It drives me crazy. I'm so sick of the Clay. They're going to trade Klay Thompson and Andrew Wiggins for LeBron. No, LeBron is not going anywhere. Well, especially with Bronny staying at SC. He's not going anywhere.
That's a great point.
Because Bronny's transferring to Stanford.
And Jovan Buha, who we had on the show last week, writer for the Lakers for The Athletic, he said, if anything, there might be LeBron movement, not next
the
season after next.
Right.
So not next season. So LeBron would be 41 at that point in time.
Then Warriors can take him. There you go.
He
can just be like the I don't know what's the Road Hogs or whatever, that movie with like all the
Road
old
Dogs
actors who are like on their
old dogs
that were on their Wild Hogs, I think.
Wild Hogs.
They're all on their bikes, their Harleys and stuff. That can be what the Warriors are. They can be a nice little retirement town if they want.
Speaking of team hopping, a former Sacramento King great son.
That's right.
Is on the move. Andrei Stojakovic has entered the transfer portal because who doesn't?
That's right.
Enter the transfer portal these days. And Stojakovic, former McDonald's All-American, top 25 recruit, averaged 7.8 points as a freshman at Stanford. So he didn't waste very much time to say, I'm not really hanging out here. Yeah. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Stanford is in the tournament. So
I'm not sure. Yeah.
So yeah. Are you moved at all? Is there any way the Kings get their hands on Stojakovic eventually?
Let's let him get out of college first. I'm interested in where he's even going to look. Like, I would assume, we were talking about transfers the other day and how it seems like you kind of either move down or you move to an open opportunity, and it'll be interesting which route he takes. Like, does he try and, does he try and dominate at a lesser school? I can't even tell you conferences anymore. I need to look at how the realignment's happening, but he's not going to go to Sac State or UC Davis to dominate.
Big
great.
fish.
It would be awesome. It would be incredible.
I think he goes. I think that is what he'll do, but maybe not those schools. So
I think it's got to be a school that makes sense, though. Too.
They were 14 and 18. They were 10 seed in the Pac-12. So they're not in the tournament.
No,
their season's over.
Yeah.
What about? I'm thinking WCC.
Again, you're gonna have to, I have no idea.
USF, Gonzaga, Santa Clara.
I could see Gonzaga.
Santa Clara's put some guys in the league
That's
lately.
true. Santa Clara too, for sure. I think it's gonna. I mean, Peja obviously has a lot of pull in the area. Like I think it's going to be somewhere that has some connects. Obviously, Peja didn't go to college here, so there's not any direct link there. But if I had to imagine, they're going to want to keep him semi-local. Like I think that they would want to keep him in the area. Who knows? Maybe I don't think it's out of the question to say like, could he go to USC or something after? We'll see. I mean, I definitely think it's wherever he goes, it's going to be big news. But I at this point, it's just. But let's hope that before the Kings can get him, let's just hope he kind of figures out this college thing, because he is an interesting prospect if he does end up panning out. But he's got a bit of a way to go.
Speaking of figuring out this college thing, I'm in about 3 brackets.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm in 3. No,
I filled out 1.
No, well, we have the one here, and I'm doing 2 more. I have one with my buddies. I have multiple. And here's my question. We can do more of this tomorrow. We got crosstalk coming up right now. But my question is, if you do multiple brackets, do you do the same bracket 3 times? Help me out. I've never done more than 2. Yeah. Should I spread the wealth, or do I just stick with who I want to roll with? By the way, according to TickPick, they have sold 6 times as many tickets for the women's Final Four compared to the men's Final Four already. We will have more of that tomorrow. We got crosstalk coming up, because the question is, the transfer portal that Stojakovic just entered, is it ruining college basketball? When's the last time you cared about a storyline? And we might do a game here. I don't know what's on the line, but we'll make call in, okay? Not women, okay? Men's basketball, because women have more stars right now. We want to know before it starts, and look, Scouts On are here. Who can name the most NCAA men's basketball players right now? And we'll set the over-under, whoever wins, I'm saying 7.5. I just don't think it's out there.
I honestly don't trust people who call in.
And I don't.
So I think people are going to cheat.
And I don't think Chris can do.
We'll see.
We won't put a number out there.
Yeah.
That's tomorrow. But coming up next, crosstalk with the Drive Guys, Whitey Gleason and Kyle Draper. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division type GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and All-NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox, a breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Beam Team, Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Jiffy Lube has a special promotion going on right now. Simply purchase a Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic oil change at Jiffy Lube and receive a $25 e-gift card from popular brands for food, gas, and more. It's that easy. Simply purchase a Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic oil change and receive a $25 e-gift card. So basically, going to Jiffy Lube can get you a free lunch or a pizza for dinner. That's what we call added value for the consumer. That's why Jiffy Lube is #1 in the greater Sacramento area for oil changes. Visit jiffylube.com for more details and valuable coupons today.
Hey, what's up, Sacramento? It's Kyle Draper. Turn up the cleanliness at your restaurant, healthcare, or industrial business with Alsco Uniforms, the official sponsor of the Sacramento Kings Mop Crew. We've got you covered with crisp uniforms, hygienically clean linens, floor mats, and of course, mops delivered weekly. But that's not all. Alsco Uniforms also offers weekly services for first aid and restroom supplies. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms. Just go to alsco.com to learn more. Again, that's ALSCO.com.
Planning for spring at Lowe's means big savings on outdoor power equipment, and Lowe's knows nothing feels better than free. Buy one select Ego string trimmer, leaf blower, or mower kit. Get one select 56-volt battery free. That's up to a $299 value. Power through spring with Ego. the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 4/3 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Babbel. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at babbel.com/TNC.
My new exercise bike. Yeah, more like my $1,500 coat rack.
At Babbel, we get it. Learning something new is hard, especially a new language.
My Spanish starts and ends at Adios.
Make it easy on yourself with Babbel. In just 10 minutes a day, you can start having real conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
Hola, Espanol.
It starts here. To try Babbel free, text radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000.
This statement has not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
When it comes to my lifestyle and diet, I don't always make the smartest choices.
Touchdown! Woo! Hey, how about another round and some more chips?
But when it comes to taking care of my liver, I do make one very smart choice. Active liver tablets from New Nordic. I used to have real issues with my liver, and at my last checkup, my doc was concerned about my numbers. But since adding a once-a-day active liver tablet, my gut's better, I feel great, and my doctor's happy. I ask a lot of my liver, so the least I can do to say thanks is a daily dose of Active Liver.
You ask a lot of your liver, so give it the support it needs with Active Liver. You can find Active Liver at Amazon.com, or for a volume discount, visit NewNordicUSA.com. Go to new, NORDICUSA.com, Amazon, or ask for Active Liver at your local CVS. New year, new you, New Nordic.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
At Ashton & Price, over the last 25 years, we've won just about every injury case you can think of. Slip and fall, falling merchandise, fell through rotted decking, we won those. Dangerous stairs, falls into holes, dog bites, won them. Injured while pedestrian or on a bicycle, auto, motorcycle, big rig, company vehicle, Uber, or Lyft accident, we've won them all. And the best news is there's no fee until you win. So no matter how you got injured,
remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Right now, the sewer system is probably the last thing on your mind. And that's okay, because at the Sacramento Area Sewer District, it's our first priority. If you have a sewer problem like a slow drain or a backup, call us first, day or night.
This is Sactown Sports.
Whitey Gleason joins us before he gets ready for his show, The Drive, guys. Whitey, were you listening? I know sometimes you get to listen to the show, but this might have been before you got rolling. Did you hear this? All this? Our month segment?
Heard part of it. I think I was able to piece together a little bit here and there.
It's happening.
Where you're going. Yeah,
it's happening. That sounds, we got a nice assist there from our caller, but this has very much a Whitey Gleason vibe of a song that you would make.
No, I don't know.
The play on words. The play on words. We want the monk. Huh?
Okay, I'm on it.
Well, you don't have to now.
I asked Chris last night if he had a monk song.
I didn't. No.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to now, but yeah,
you guys are doing it. You guys do it.
We are. Yes, we are. We're moving this. We're moving that to the arena phase. We are moving that to the arena. What was your? I mean, it just seemed like there were a lot of highlights yesterday, and at this point, I think you had tweeted no bad wins or good losses at this time of year. And I fully wholeheartedly agree. There were a lot of highlights, and we want to know what your favorite highlight was from last night.
Favorite is the one that no one's talking about. I almost asked Mike Brown about it. Probably good that I didn't. It's when poor Kevin Huerter, obviously when he got hurt, that was not a highlight. I'm not saying that. He gets hurt, and I heard you guys discussing it, and Chris and I were talking about it. I asked Chris about it. There's that rule. Guys injured can't shoot the free throws. The other team gets to pick anybody they want to shoot the free throws. They picked Lynn. They could have picked anybody.
Anybody.
And they go Alex Lynn, and he knocks them both down.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Right. That set the tone right there. And I wonder.
They did not look at the scouting report.
Right.
Because they would have picked De'Aaron Fox or Domantas Sabonis.
Or Lawson or somebody, right? Yeah.
They probably.
That happened years ago, Jabari Smith here.
Yeah. Or Jabari Parker.
Mason Jones.
Was it Jabari Smith?
I thought it was Jabari Smith, like senior.
Oh, okay. You're talking
way back
gotcha,
when. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And I think he knocked him down too.
Do you think that other teams do a lot of, it's not a lot of research. Do you think they just have highlighted in this situation?
Nah.
Or
they say who's the biggest guy
the big
over
man?
there?
Yeah,
Where's the big man?
It's very rare.
Yeah.
I would have gone JaVale too. It was weird that they went Alex Lynn.
It was kind of. Yeah.
It's like, Alex is.
Do your homework, Taylor Jenkins.
And Alex had a great game yesterday too. I think we had a caller mention that, Alex's game kind of went under the radar yesterday, but he had 2 blocks himself. He's just, I don't know if this is too simple, but he's so good at just being big. Like he is a really, just a really large presence in the paint that, guys, I think they think he's soft or they think he's not as athletic as what he is, but people really challenge him. And more times than not, he's able to hold his own.
We need weapons.
We need weapons.
Yeah, he told just us. Think if he doesn't make either one of those,
right?
That's right. You do the math.
Yep. Yeah, 6 points.
I'd rather not.
2 for 2 from the free throw. 13 minutes. He had 3 rebounds in 13 minutes. He did have 4 fouls, 2 blocks, and 3 rebounds. Yes, that was more than, of course, Jaren Jackson Jr., who had 2.
Yes. Malik Monk was incredible, though. Unbelievable.
He was so good. In the end, it's coming at the right time. And we were talking about too, just in general, how everyone's role is kind of stepping up or has to be stepped up with Kevin stepping out. And to me, Malik now kind of has to be that third option. It feels like every single night. And he's been great here recently, but it's just going to be interesting how now that Kevin's out, or how we don't know how long he's going to be out for, but just, now it's Keegan. We talked about it earlier. Keegan and HB almost have to be good from 3. Now it was awesome that Keon was providing everything he was, but if he didn't, that would be okay. Now if he's going to be playing 30 minutes, it's kind of big on him to provide every night. And then Duarte, he's got to step up. Davion, he's going to have to step up. Who are you looking at in terms of, because even Sasha, I think that this in a weird way could maybe get Sasha some more minutes. Who are you looking at in terms of stepping up from this injury?
I kind of look at it this way. The offense is similar to what the Warriors used to run. It's not the same, but it's similar. And the Warriors offense, very democratic, but you knew that Draymond Green was not going to take as many shots. He'd have his nights. So my point is now Keon, it's not like, all right, well, you got to score 15 a game. It's like, okay, you're still going to get your number of shots. I don't know what he had last night. Night before, 4, I think he had 8, which was kind of a lot for him. So that means, to answer your question, the way I see it, more shots for Keegan.
Yeah.
Which could be a good thing, but, obviously you want him to go in, and he missed some last night that we know he can make, and he knows he can make.
He took 17 shots yesterday, Keegan.
Knocked down 6 of them, right?
6 for 17.
And some bozo did a song about him. 6 for 17. They're doing songs about him.
Yeah.
Kings fans, right?
It's going to be incredibly important for Keegan to get back. And I don't know. Chris and I were talking about just having Keon Ellis and what that could do for Keegan, maybe lighten the load, or I guess the pessimistic view is that it's maybe too far gone and he is tired from the season. But yeah, you're going to need all hands on deck. And Chris Duarte was a name that came up.
Sure.
People want to see more Chris Duarte. He went 2 for 4. He's going to get his shots up one way or the other. And if the refs are going to allow more handsy defending, that definitely helps somebody like Chris Duarte.
Pardon me. You heard De'Aaron last night, and it's twice now where he makes some really just offhanded but very snide comment. And last night it was like, well, then you're getting tackled out there.
Yeah.
And I think it was after the Laker game, he said, we can pretend they're not calling the game differently, but they are.
Right.
Yeah, and then last night, getting tackled. By the way, that's what I really like about your Ellis Island thing. I heard you guys talking about Keon. When he defends, he's on the floor. He frees up others to, do other things. And that's like Ellis Island is like, that's where people came here to the land of the free. And like Keon is like the Statue of Liberty in that sense. He frees up the other people to do other things, and he eases the defensive burden on guys like De'Aaron Fox.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And hopefully that continues. I mean, one name that we haven't really brought up is Davion Mitchell with Kevin Huerter out, and really the rise of that 3-guard lineup. Really depends on who is the 3 or who are the 3 in that 3-guard lineup. But I think Davion will have his spots. And I just can't say enough. And I know this might just be making things a little bit simple, but when the games are at home and you show up and you see these guys working, I know there's no defenders, and I know that there's no pressure, but you see Davion in there just working on that jump shot, and then you see it in the game, and they just don't fall when he's working on it. It's just tough, man, because it's Chris and I were talking about how defensively some people just have the requisite parts to be a good defender, and then they work hard and then they improve. Maybe it's the same for shooting. I don't know, because I'm sitting there watching him, and even Keon Ellis, he was hitting them too. And I know it's different. I know we talked about even JaVale and Alex Len. Everybody, they're in the NBA for a reason, but it just hurts because I see Keon working so hard to try to get that thing back on the right track, and it just hasn't happened.
Davion, it's tough too when you get 2 shots.
Yeah.
I think last night you had 2. You miss a couple. Okay, it happens. Then you have another game, miss a couple. It happens. All of a sudden, man, I haven't made a shot in 2 games.
Right.
But I think you guys may have talked about this. I was noticing it during warmups last week, and then you look at the numbers, which you may have tweeted this, Chris, if I'm not mistaken. Davion from the corner, maybe it was Deuce.
Yeah.
Man, he's a good shooter from the corner. That short corner.
Right.
Yeah.
Woo, he is deadly from there.
Yeah.
So if there's a way, you want to. I know it's hard. Guards, it's hard sometimes to end up
to get in there.
The corner.
Right.
You that kind of throws things off a little bit. But man, he's a really good shooter from the corners.
I think of that game was game 1 or game 2 shot, right? Where he's pretty much sealed the game from the corner. Yeah. I mean, that's where he lives. And
yeah.
If they can, if you can just kind of, as our friend Alex Len would say, if you can weaponize it, I really do think that could be how Davion finds a spot here, because I do think with Kevin being out, you're probably going to see an uptick in Davion here.
Yeah, gonna have to. All right, well, you're gonna have to stick around for the drive, guys.
I have to stick around?
You have to.
All right.
Definitely have to stick
We'll do
around.
it.
Absolutely.
Thanks to all the calls. This was a really fun show. Thanks to all the calls, all the texts, all the Sac Chat. Nate Littlefield, thanks for being a good sport. We will talk to you tomorrow. And also 7 p.m. tonight, off nights with Alan Stiles. Hop on YouTube, and I will be there chatting up, talking more Kings basketball if you just can't get enough. We will talk to you tomorrow, Stiles and Watkins. Until then, secure the bag, light the beam.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never